I like to place an order. Yeah. Hey, let me get a chicken box and a half and half. All right, good looking out.
Tinted window screaming after law out my mouth. I'm switching lanes from up north to down south. Now everybody trying to figure how I put it down. I took my show on the road straight out of town. Pee-wee is my nigga, so you know I brought some crooks with me.
1998, they tried to throw the book at me.
Tell me what you see every time you take a look at me. A straight P, I only be where the hookers be. A old head, but still can pull any fly chick. One thing's for sure, you never see me ride a nigga.
Salute everybody. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Almost everyone surrounding NAZIYAH Harris gets locked up and misses court. Salute to the chat. Salute to my replay gang. Salute to my moderators. Let me read this copyright disclaimer, and then we're going to jump into this demonstration. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. King has missed a court date, his court date, on prostitution. My bad, y'all, on prostitution. Now, I don't see nothing wrong with a man, you know what I mean, buying, the S word. That's your own business. But he didn't show up for court. Now, Shannon didn't show up for court. She had a previous court date. Why do y'all think they aren't showing up for court? With the way that things are playing out now, they know, and this is what I say, they know as well as we know the heat is coming down. Now, let me just say this. I apologize if I offend anyone in this demonstration because my choice of words is going to be a little profanity. But I promise that I won't go overboard with the profanity. But I do gotta use certain words in this demonstration to put things in its proper perspective. And I'll tell y'all why. Give me 1 second. I gotta sneeze. Give me a second. My allergy is kicking in. And I'll tell y'all why. Because what happened to NAZIYAH shouldn't have never happened. And if King is watching, and if anyone is wondering what is Shankrock's issue with King, I had 2 issues with King. Well, I had 1 issue with King. The second one, I gotta let it play out. But my main issue with King, appreciate this super sticker, Ms. Parker. My main issue with King is that King sat around and condoned this sucker-ish that Jarvis was doing. Some of y'all might say Shank, but maybe King didn't know. They partners. Trust me, King knew. And y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe that there is a text message. I do believe that NAZIYAH was asked about King. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. And I do believe that NAZIYAH said, no, I wasn't messing with King. He was messing with my cousin. correct me if I'm wrong, all of NAZIYAH's cousins are underage. My issue with King is you allowed Jarvis to have his way with these little kids, right? You might say, because you got a side, you might say, Shank, I did tell Jarvis that was effed up what he was doing with them kids. And if that's the case, King, you was on that witness stand. You tried to cover for Jarvis. See, as a man, and I don't care what city you from, I don't care what state you from, I can bring up a man, I could bring up a male, I could bring up a little boy from any city, any state, and they're going to feel the same way that I feel as far as you condoning Jarvis's behavior. Them things went down on your watch, King, and you ain't do nothing to check it. Now, we're going to be going over King's testimony because maybe I missed something. Maybe we all missed something. So we're going to go over King's testimony. Now, I do have a special guest that may be joining me. You know, he said as soon as he can get free, soon as, you know, because he definitely want to come and speak, because I want to ask him some questions as far as us men and condoning this type of behavior. And he's a very, very well reputable guy, you know, so I'm hoping that he will find some time to pull up. Maybe King, if you want to pull up, my panel is always available for any individual that I'm speaking on, because I believe in giving everybody the opportunity to address whatever it is that I'm saying about them. So King, you're welcome to pull up. I got some questions for you. I got some questions. This is a reaction video. Debate is welcome, but let's keep it respectful. If we can't see eye to eye, we'll just agree to disagree. If you need to cuss, make sure you misspell it. Appreciate that, Kimberly. So, King don't show up in court. Let me get my chat involved. What reasons do y'all think King didn't show up in court? SP says King needs to pull up to the PD, police department. He's not going to pull up because he will definitely incriminate himself. I'm just going to listen now so I don't miss anything. King looks suspect. Guilty. I see you, Len. He's afraid to be arrested. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy, bad boy. He violated his parole and will go back to prison. He was afraid of going to jail. They all are. I think he turned a blind eye and now caught up in some BS. I think he running. He is guilty like the rest of the monsters. That ninja in the bushes, he ain't showing up nowhere. What about Frank? Frank also. Frank on the table. He's under the microscope. All of them under the microscope to me. Any man that was around. Now, of course, if they was locked up, if they was a man and they was in the family, then it wasn't really nothing that they could do. They locked up. They doing their time. But any man that was around Jarvis and them babies, all of y'all are guilty. Maybe that's why he asked Jarvis, how is it in that jail cell? Good point. Good point. Who think in the chat that King was messing around with young girls also with Jarvis? Well, they did ask NAZIYAH about King, and she did say, I wasn't messing with him. My cousin was. Everything on this channel is alleged until the receipts are verified. We can agree to disagree all day, but let's keep it cute and respectful, okay? Ms. Parker says he's definitely going back. Why does DPD not go get these bastards? Clink, clink. Baby girl exposing all of them. Facts. Ms. White, he did say that, didn't he? I see you, Shai. I see you, Kimley. Tammy. King associated somehow. I think he knew exactly what was about to happen to NAZIYAH and turned a blind eye too. Let's tap into King on the stand. In my opinion, Frank running the operation. Let's tap into King, y'all.
I'm handing you with our people proposed exhibits 7 and 8. Can you look at those and tell me if you recognize them?
Yes, I recognize.
Okay. And are those a fair and accurate depiction of your shop at 9000 Connor?
Yes, it is.
And you're not with the admission of people's proposed exhibits 7 and 8?
Okay. They'll be admitted as people's exhibits 7 and 8.
Thank you. Who was it that you mainly worked with at 9000 Connor?
I'm sorry.
Who was it that you worked with at 9000 Connor?
Jarvis.
I want to take you back to when you were working at Frank's with Mr. Butts. Did you ever see Mr. Butts with any children there?
Yes.
And specifically, did you see him with any young girl children?
Yes.
And did you know who those were?
Yes.
Who were they? Who were they?
His daughter, his niece.
Daughters and niece. What about any boys?
Yes.
Okay. And who were they?
His sons.
How often would you see him with children there at Frank's?
Sporadically.
And at 9000 Connor, did you see Mr. Butts with any children then?
Yes.
Any girls?
Yes.
And who would they be?
His daughter.
And what about any boys?
Yes.
Who would they be?
His sons.
And how often would you see him with children at 9000 Connor?
Sporadic.
All right, now let's just stop right there. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Allegedly, the boys wasn't working at the shop. Allegedly, it was only the girls. Am I right? Drop a 1 if I'm right. Drop a 2 if I'm wrong. The boys was never working up there. Only the girls. Correct? Okay. Now, King, it never dawned on you to say to Jarvis, man, don't, man, get them, man, send them little girls home. Man, because Jarvis' whole demonstration was what? He got them up there working because he didn't want to keep giving them money. He wanted them to work for the money. Well, why would you have only the girls up there working for this money and not the boys? right? I'm a man. My son and my daughters can vouch for this. And I'm sure it's other men out here as well. My son gonna be up at the shop working. My daughter's gonna be home playing with their doll babies and doing their fingernails and looking pretty. Now, if it's some work that I'm gonna have my daughters and my nieces doing, it ain't gonna be up at that shop. It'll be in the house. They'll be around the house cleaning, doing laundry and stuff. Appreciate you for becoming a member, Lynn. So that's a red flag right there. That's under your watch, King. You should have stopped that right there. No, we ain't letting these girls work up here. Was your daughters up there working, King? I don't know. I'm just asking. Was King's daughters up there working? Appreciate this super sticker, Yvette. So now if you don't got your own daughters up there, same way with Frank. What was said about Frank? Frank ain't let his daughters come up there because he knew what was going on. King ain't let his daughters come up there and work. But see, as a man, that's when you got to hold other men accountable. Now, and this is what I always say, it's certain things that as a man, you don't condone. I don't care what type of man he is. The man code is to not condone a child. Y'all know what I'm saying. The man, he could be the weakest man on a totem pole. He could be the man that can't fight. He could be the man that won't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Right? But he gonna step in when he see some mistreatment being done to some kids by a grown man with a report card. Jarvis, listen to me. And if you know the case, you know I'm telling the truth. Jarvis is a serial child, the M word. Jarvis did 8 years, right, for inappropriate touching of a 4-year-old girl. Jarvis got all kind of inappropriate touchings on his record. Nobody knew. Yeah, Shannon knew. But none of the baby mothers ain't know. None of the girlfriends ain't know about Jarvis. Once again, ladies, y'all nosy. So y'all gonna find out information about Jarvis. Right now, if I'm messing if whatever female I mess with, first thing she gonna ask me, you ever been locked up before? All females. I don't know why y'all do us like that, but all the females I dealt with, that'd be the first question come out their mouth. I'd be like, God damn, you don't want to know nothing else. That's the first thing you want to know? And what's the first thing y'all say to us? Because I need to know what type of ninja I'm dealing with. Yes or no, ladies? Drop a 3 if I'm lying. Drop a 3 if I'm lying. That's the first thing off the rip. Y'all want to know. What you been locked up before? You ever been locked up? Now, us men, we the same way. We the same way. We gonna ask what's on your report card. We gonna start talking. I've been locked up for this. I've been locked up for that. Because we gotta know what type of people we dealing with. Yes, you did. Stop lying, Shizzy T. Stop lying, Shizzy T says, I've never asked that question. Which lets me know, Shizzy T, that your ass did ask that question. You know, even us men. 3, I do my own research. Even us men. Because we gotta know. No. I need to know what's on your report card. Because I gotta know what type of dude I'm in business with. I gotta know what type of dude I'm dealing with. And it ain't about considering one crime over another crime, because if you break the law, you's a criminal. So you could be a petty booster and still be real. You'll still get accepted. You could be a car thief and keep it real and still be accepted. You could be a dope boy, and long as you keep it real, you're going to be accepted. You could have some bodies under your belt. Now, everybody that got some bodies, everybody that then laid somebody down ain't real. I need to know who you laid down. I need to know why you laid that person down. Just because you've been in the penitentiary for 20 years for a body, I need to know what the body was about. Ninja, you shot up a house knowing kids was in that house, you don't get no respect from me. Ninja, you killed a dude's mom because you couldn't get him, you don't get no respect from me. But the plane that I'm landing is, we checking each other to find out what's on your report card. And you keep it real with us. Nobody that has what Jarvis has on his report card, nobody gonna respect that type of dude. I can bring up a dude from all over the world and they gonna agree with me. A dude like Jarvis, he don't get no respect. My thing with King is, why was that your partner? Was it for the money? Help me understand. Appreciate this super sticker, Shelly. That's why you under the microscope. Because you know better. You a criminal. You breaks the law. You a criminal, so you know better, King. You just as worse as Jarvis. Because that's the first thing Ninja's going to want to know. They're going to want to know, yo, wasn't you know? Now, I don't know. Maybe Michigan, maybe Detroit is different. I don't know. I don't know. But you condone this sucker shit, King. You condone it. So that's why people is looking at you like two things. You either participated in it or you just completely turned a blind eye. One or the other. Ain't no man gonna ride with a Jarvis. They ain't. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. But let's get back to King. But King knew that Jarvis had these girls up there, underage girls, working in a garage, cleaning. No, that's not what you do. You let the boys be up at the garage cleaning up. You send the girls home. But the girls was in there working. Marquita even said it. Remember, I asked Marquita, was you ever working up there? Marquita said, hell no, I ain't no man. So if a grown woman wouldn't work up there, because she ain't a man, why in the hell y'all had NAZIYAH and Janiyah up there working?
And as it relates to this case, it's fair to say that you spoke with Detroit police a few times?
Yes, about 4.
About 4 times? Okay. That first time that you talked to Detroit police, do you recall about when that was?
The first time was the day before Valentine's Day, so like February 13th.
February 13th, and is that of 2024?
Yes.
All right, and at that time, were you presented with a jail call?
Yes.
Okay. And who was that jail call with?
Jarvis.
Okay. And who was he talking to?
Me.
All right. And what was the topic of that jail call?
He called to ask would I receive a cell phone out of a truck for him.
And were you familiar with what truck he was asking you to get it from?
Yes.
What truck was that?
It was a Z71 Chevy Suburban.
And did you know who that truck belonged to?
Yeah, his baby mom or somebody he was dealing with.
And do you recall listening to that jail call?
Yeah, I recall.
Okay. If I, I would move to admit the jail call from, I believe it's February 8th, 2024, between Mr. Wright and Mr. Jarvis Bugs.
Any objection?
No objection.
What's the exhibit number on that?
Sorry, that's exhibit number 1.
Would you have any ask you for exhibit 1?
Thank you, Judge. And may I publish?
Yes, I didn't co-host.
Thank you, Judge.
Let me grab this one real quick, y'all. Appreciate that super sticker, Valerie. Appreciate that super sticker, Valerie. Jenny says, it's the same way up here in Michigan. I've been to prison twice. The women prison, and best believe them type of charges. Women don't play that. We do not deal with them. That's how I can't, but even the women got a code. Even the women stick to that code. I mean, you can't make this up. Like I said, this is my issue with King. You allowed it. That was your partner. So you either participated or you just ain't care. But you cared about your child, because I think, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I forget some of the things about the case, but wasn't it that Jarvis, or was it another man that tried to holler at King's niece? Somebody correct me on that. Didn't King get mad when Jarvis or another man tried to holler at his daughter? Somebody help me out, because I can't remember. But why it was okay for Jarvis to be dealing with these other kids. Okay, appreciate you, Steph. I appreciate you, Steph. Yep, that's true, Shank. Angeletta says, yep, I see you, Tay. Yes, he did. Jarvis was mad that someone was trying to talk to his daughter. Was it Jarvis or King? Okay, it was Jarvis. Okay, and let me bring that back. My bad, King. My bad, King. I apologize on that. My bad. But Jarvis got mad because was it King trying to holler at Jarvis' daughter? Refreshing my memory. Jarvis got mad. Okay, I got that. But Jarvis got mad because somebody tried to holler at his daughter. Okay, there we go. That's what I want. I see you, son. Son, too. I see. I'm done. My phone is, you know what, up. It won't let me tell my story. I was trying to tell how men had no parts and little kids being around. It was, I heard of. That's facts. Let me read, son. I see you, Miss Belinda. Son says Jarvis got mad because King tried to talk to his daughter, but really believed this was about NAZIYAH. Man, that's some straight sucker shit. It is. That's some sucker shit. And that's why we fight for NAZIYAH. There was another dude involved as well. Okay. That's why we fight. Even when I'm just ready to just throw it in and just move on. Kenya says Jarvis' daughter. Okay, got y'all. Got you, Kenya. Got everybody. But I just keep seeing her. Like Mr. Shank, same way in the Shanquilla Robinson case. Same way when I be covering these cases. Same way. Mr. Shank, don't let these people get to you. Mr. Shank, you here for me. You fighting for me. Okay. So it was King's friend and Jarvis got mad at King. Okay.
And for the record, I am playing People's Exhibit 1.
That's it.
This is a one-time free 3-minute call from an inmate at Woody County Jail. Your phone does not accept collect calls. This call has been provided by Helmet as a courtesy for friends and family. You cannot receive additional calls from this inmate until you call prepaid. We can take your credit or debit card information over the phone and connect you immediately back to your phone. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept all communications from this. Thank you for using Helmet.
My guy, what's up, man?
Not shit, man. What's happening?
Nah, shit, man. How you feeling? My bad, I missed your call. I was working like a motherfucker.
I figured they said you was up there banging, said something banging.
Yeah, you know it.
What's up, my nigga? Who is that, Tim? What's up, boy?
You know it.
Hey, shit. Man, I'm calling, man. These bitches, they put my money on my motherfucking books, bro.
Oh, yeah, take a minute for them to put that shit on there. Even if you walk in with it, man, they be playing it crazy.
Yeah,
I swear to God. Hey, you got a machine and shit. You show you straight, you need something. I mean, I'm gonna give you a couple hours to do that.
Yeah, I have money on my books. Nigga, I came in with money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they put this shit on my hookup. I was looking for the tablet. I didn't come up $0. That's some bullshit.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
How is it, though?
Man, that's some bullshit. I'm really gonna be quarantined on this whole shit, bro.
Oh, yeah, they got you on that quarantine club for how long? 3 days?
I don't know how long, nigga. Shit, I'm about to be the only one in this bitch on my part.
You say what happened?
I said, shit, I'm about to be the only one. Remember me and being young enough and start talking to me when these boys on this bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
What you need?
Huh?
No, I was asking something with that customer meeting. Man, listen. You straight?
Yeah, my nigga.
Huh?
So yeah, I'm good, oh shit, yeah. You got Tasha number, right?
Yeah.
So Dig, I'm gonna need you to call her one thing and get that truck up there, nigga. Get my phone up there back seat, bro.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm going to get the truck up there. What will tell her?
Tell her you fuck around and lost your car that there too when we was moving the radio
Okay.
on the seat.
You have 1 minute remaining for this call.
Reach my hand in that back seat.
Yeah.
So you reach behind that back seat, bro. The box right there. Straight behind the middle of that back seat, bro.
Okay, under it or in the back or in the back
In
thing?
the back, like right in the back of the seat, bro.
Okay.
On the second row.
I got what I need to see. You know you took the key. You took the key to the gate.
It's the same key.
I don't got that key to it.
Yeah, you do. It's the same key to the lock and the door.
Oh, Okay, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, just trying to keep up.
You know, I got you. I'll put the money on the phone later, man. When I get around, baby, I will put the credit card.
If you get him on that, I told my wife to have her bring it up to tea.
No, I don't need it though. If you ship the same one, I got it. So I don't need it right now anyway. Just when I get the scrap out of there.
Okay.
Let me slide in, y'all. Appreciate you becoming a member, 313 Shelly. Y'all notice, not one time did King check Jarvis. Not one time. You know, yo, what you got going on? Yo, look, you know, I'm on parole. Look, yo, you know, I just came home. I can't be getting into this shit. Yo, what you got going on, Jarvis? Not one time. But notice how Jarvis gave him instructions. And notice how, with no hesitation, King, I got you, my nigga. I got you. It's something there. It's something there. Been around it too long. Been around it all my life. You can't tell me that King ain't trying to cover for Jarvis, or you can't tell me King ain't involved. King would have shut that shit down. Let me see what my chat's saying. King would have shut it straight down. I think he mean fiance, but he said wife, Amber. He said wife, but you right. He could have been meaning his fiance. He said his wife. Who is his wife? Very comfortable asking him to commit felonies. Facts. They buddies for real. Excited to talk to each other. Birds of a feather. Facts. Not one time. He ain't even supposed to talk to anyone in jail or parole. Facts. Yes, they homies. Birds of a feather flocks together. Cause he knew. Facts. Yup, he's involved. He who talking his ass off, but masked up, not saying nothing, shaking my head. I think someone got to him. That's the limp and busting him in the mouth allegedly. I'm sure somebody that got to him. Because even though this is just a family, one family in Detroit, I know Detroit stand on business. I know Detroit ninjas ain't gonna just allow Jarvis to move like that. So I'm pretty sure somebody got the Jarvis while he in there. Detroit got a reputable name. Detroit is respected. So I know Detroit ain't gonna go out like that. I know Detroit gonna handle their business with Jarvis, who is his wife. I see you, Michelle. Again, here on the phone, King still breaking his no contact teeth cuz. Facts. I see you, Mel. He said wife. I see you, Michelle. I see you, Simply. Yeah, he's definitely involved. He probably the creepy friend that Janiyah was talking about. Facts. I see you, Mel. Facts. On that phone call to King, that's when Jarvis implicated King with the police. Facts. See, that's why I like doing these demonstrations, because even when you miss something, somebody else caught it. Even when we all miss something, when we backtrack it, we find something that we missed. That's why I love backtracking. I see you, Bridget, SP. All right, let me get back to King real quick. I'm going to come back to the chat.
Mr. Wright, were you successful in getting that cell phone from the vehicle like Mr. Butt asked you to?
She came up there, but no, I wasn't successful. It wasn't there.
Wasn't there? Okay.
When we say she, who you refer to?
Tasha,
And who's Tashi that you know of?
his baby mom.
Okay. Did you look for it in the vehicle?
Yeah, I looked for it.
Okay. And you were unsuccessful at finding it.
Yes.
And Mr. Red, I want to talk to you now about the second time that you were speaking with Detroit police. Was it he heard that it was just a couple days after your first time?
It was not long, a few weeks maybe. I was off tether at that point, I believe.
Okay. And do you recall talking about fixing a red Jaguar and going to Ypsilanti?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about how many times did you and Mr. Butts go to Ypsilanti?
I believe it was either 2 or 3.
All right. And how did that come about? Who's red Jaguar is this?
My son's grandma.
Your son's grandma.
So she called, said she was having some problems with it and asked if we would come look at it, which is not unusual. We do house calls depending on the person and where it's located, but this is my son's grandma, so of course we're gonna make the exception. She called and said she was having problems with the car, asked if we would come look at it. Went, assessed the car at her house the first time. I think we made a minor repair there, not to the extent that it was the problem that she was having after the fact.
Okay. So, where
if you live in a North Carolina zip code and have 0 DUIs in the last 5 years, listen carefully.
red Jaguar located when you guys go out to see it?
It's in my son's grandma's driveway in Ypsilanti, off Michigan Avenue, I believe.
All right. And who goes with you out there that first time?
Jarvis.
Okay. It's just you and Jarvis Butts?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys go out there and you assess, make a minor repair.
Yeah.
Does it completely fix the car?
For that problem, yes.
Okay. And then is there another time that you end up having to do work on this red Jaguar?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that.
She drove the Jaguar for a while. It was doing fine. And then she said it was leaking something. I asked her what it was leaking. She said she didn't know. I asked her if she could get it towed to the shop. She said, yeah.
I thought he got the phone. My bad.
Your shop at 9,000 Connor?
Yes.
Okay. And who works on it at 9,000 Connor?
Me and Jarvis.
Okay. And what do you do when you finish fixing? Do you ever fixing the red Jaguar?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you do when you finish fixing it?
We take it back to her. I called her first and asked her how she was planning on retrieving her vehicle. She said she was going to tow it, and I didn't want to cost her no more money, so I told her that we could bring it.
Okay. And do you recall if that was on or about January 9th of 2024?
It was on.
It was on that day?
Yes.
Okay. So on that day, before you came.
Now remember, everybody, all of these things took place on January the 9th. Appreciate you becoming a member, Rena. All of these things took place on January the 9th. A lot went on. Now, King and Jarvis, King and this, let me get back to King. But keep in mind, for all the newbies that's just pulling up, all of these things took place on the 9th. A lot happened on the 9th.
Tell me about how that day started for you.
I woke up. I typically leave the house at 6 because that's what time I could leave. So I went to the gym. I got to the shop probably around 8:30. I don't know who opened the shop. I can't really recall which one of us opened it, but Jarvis may have been there already. A few cars came in. Then the Jaguar probably got there maybe around 9 o'clock. I assessed the Jaguar. Jarvis left a moment. I had another mechanic, being it's a foreign car, so I had a foreign car mechanic on call to help with the work, but he was busy, so he came, said he wouldn't have time to do it, so I think I Googled it, seen how it was done, and I proceeded taking the water pump off.
Appreciate the gifted membership, Miss Parker.
About that work that day?
Yes, he was there.
Okay. What do you guys, you and Mr. Butts, do as it relates to work on the night?
I think we had a few cars that came in that needed some minor repairs. Between that and the Jaguar, we was jumping in and out of the Jaguar job, and the cars that pulled up, maybe oil change, tune up, whatever, et cetera, so forth was. But we was mainly working on the Jaguar, trying to get the water pump off, as it is a hard job to do.
Okay. And do you always have all of your parts on stock or on your person in stock with you?
No, we call either AutoZone, Mansfield, or the auto stores to have them.
Okay. And did you have to go get any auto parts on January 9th?
Yes, we had to go get the water pump for the Jaguar, as well as some other parts, I believe, for other cars.
And when you go and get parts, is it usually just one of you, both of you, or something else?
That depending. If it's a car there, then one of us will stay. If it's not a car there, we can go together sometimes.
Okay. And on January 9th of 2024, did you guys, did one of you guys go to the auto parts store, or did you both go?
We both went.
Both went? Okay. Tell me what happens when you go to the auto parts store.
Before that, I called them. They ordered the water pump, so we went and picked it up when they called and said it was in. We got in the truck, went to AutoZone, got the water pump. On our way back from AutoZone, I believe we forgot something, so we ended up turning back around, going back to AutoZone, grabbed whatever we forgot, came back, and on our way back, we was coming down Harper. Jarvis said, "I see my niece right there. She walking." We pulled into Angel's liquor store. I still didn't see her. He pointed across my face, said she right there. She was coming across the street at that time.
And I'm just going to slide in for a second. Help me understand, Falona. Falona says, I think King telling the truth. Drop a 4. Drop a 4, because we may be missing something. I may be missing something. Drop a 4 if you agree with Falonda, if you think that King is telling the truth. How many of y'all think King is telling the truth? Drop a 4 for me. Okay. And it's okay. Y'all know how we do over here. We agree to disagree. Okay. So there are those that feel like King is telling the truth. Mona says, watching this again, this dude irks my soul. Nasty, you know what? I think he's involved. Okay. I think he's involved. Okay. Okay. So there are some that feel like King telling the truth. Lucky Lady says he might be telling the truth, but he's leaving out a lot. Coffee Girl dropped the 4-ish. Son says up until right here. Appreciate this super chat, Sade. Hey, Shank in chat. Appreciate that super chat, Sade.
She got in the truck with us. She spoke. Hi, King. Hi, Jay. And we proceeded back to the shop.
Let me backtrack. Now, because for me, when King...
So we ended up turning back around, going back to AutoZone, grabbed whatever we forgot, came back. And on our way back, we was coming down Harper. Jarvis said, I see my niece right there. She walking. We pulled in.
See, that's where it's suspect for me, everybody. He said, Jarvis said, there go my niece, right? We know that King knows NAZIYAH. NAZIYAH knows King, because when she got in the vehicle, King says that NAZIYAH spoke to us, hey, King, hey, Jarvis. Why wouldn't Jarvis say, there go NAZIYAH? Why would he refer to NAZIYAH to King as, there go my niece? They on a first name basis. So why not refer to her as, there go NAZIYAH? Let me grab a few comments, y'all. I don't mean to skip over nobody's comment, but let me just grab a few. I think Jarvis forgot something on purpose to give NAZIYAH time to get there. JJ, exactly. I'm back. I know I missed a lot. He needs to tell what happened on the way back because I'm sure he didn't go straight home. He knew he was supposed to pick her up, though. He wanted her dropped off. Where is the receipt from AutoZone or pinging? Me too, like he don't know. I definitely think he has a hand in it as well. Nope, he's leaving stuff out and covering for his boy. Right, so why he said he didn't see her? Miss Parker, hey Queen, I missed this morning live, but you already know I replayed. Definitely will be on later. Got my notification. Shout out to Miss Parker and her riders. Maybe nothing to do with the red rum, but most definitely covered up for Monster Butts. That's when I believe he started lying. Exactly. Maybe Jarvis has something over King here and don't want to talk. King definitely knows more than he's telling because he was the last person to see Jarvis with NAZIYAH before she went missing. Lock his funky ass up too, right along with Jarvis. And everybody has 57 Vaughn to thank for getting the chat on punishment. So make sure everybody thank 57 Vaughn for getting the chat on punishment. All right? I'm going to try to catch it, y'all. He probably just saying it like that. Right. He said he didn't see her. He made him look. Kissy, good point. Family over here, we agree to disagree respectfully. Sounds like bad business for both of them to leave the shop to pick up a part. They could be missing money. That doesn't make sense to me. He claimed he didn't even know her name until the investigation. He's just not believable in my opinion. That's facts. That's facts right there. You don't always say a person's name to talk about them. I'll accept that, Valona. I mean, Valonda. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. But I can't see it. But I will accept what you said. I see you, Charlotte's Web, since I believe he's omitting certain things that makes him alive. Appreciate this super chat, Tisa. All right, let's get back, y'all. Need backtrack.
Grab whatever we forgot, came back. And on our way back, he was coming down Harper. Jarvis said, I see my niece right there. She was walking. We pulled into Angel's liquor store. I still didn't see her. He pointed across my face, said she right there. She was coming across the street at that time. She got in the truck with us. She spoke, hi King, hi Jay, and we proceeded back to the shop.
Okay. So when you guys are driving to these auto parts stores, who's driving?
Jarvis.
Okay, and where?
Passenger seat.
Okay. And you said when you guys are heading back to the shop the second time, that's when you said Jarvis spots someone?
Yes.
Who does he say that he spots?
His niece.
His niece, okay. And you recognize his niece?
Yes, when I see her, when he pointed her out to me, yes, I recognize her walking across the street.
Okay.
Work confidently while on SSDI with Allsup Employment Services. We can help you participate and find a job that's...
And so you guys pull over. Where's she get into the car at?
I believe she's getting behind me. So the back seat behind me.
Okay. Does Jarvis say anything to her?
Yeah, she speaks to both of us and we speak back.
Okay. What does he say to her?
Hi.
Hi. And where do you guys go after you pick up his niece?
Back to the shop.
Okay, and that's at 9,000 Connor?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you guys do when you get back to 9,000 Connor?
He back in. We get out. We proceed to working on the Jaguar. I may have got out the car first with the parts, and he was in the car with her for a second. I got out, started working on the Jaguar.
Now let me ask y'all something. What time? Do anybody know what time? Did King mention what time this is taking place? Anybody in the chat? Can anybody in the chat tell me what time this is taking place? Did King mention anything about what time? I see you, Andrea. Okay, nope. Okay, so nobody. Okay. Nope. Okay, no. Okay. Because I'm trying to fit this in the timeline. Okay, so there's no time. Okay. Kamara says he did about 3 p.m. Okay, because allegedly, well, I don't even gotta say allegedly, but NAZIYAH was waiting. All right, let's do this, y'all. Moderators, be on point. He said, wife to let. All right. All right. Let me get back, y'all. Chris says, I see my niece right there. Sounds like they were looking for her. All right, let me get back, y'all. Let me come back in.
He back in. We get out. We proceeded working on the Jaguar. I may have got out the car first with the parts, and he was in the car with her for a second. I got out, started working on the Jaguar.
And does what happens next? What do you guys do?
I believe she get out, get into the front seat, reposition herself to the front seat of his truck. It was colder that day. I believe she started the truck. We started working on the Jaguar, putting the parts back on. It took a little minute. Like I said, it was a difficult job, so it took a while. At some point, I believe his truck ran out of gas, so we had to stop what we were doing to push his truck to the gas pump so he could get some gas.
So you said that she gets out of the car that you guys were in?
Yes.
Maybe I'm reaching. Let me come back,
so
y'all.
She gets out of the back seat and
maybe I'm reaching. Let me back. So King says they had to stop what they was doing because Jarvis's truck ran out of gas and they had to push the truck to the pump. Let me backtrack. What were they doing, y'all? What were they doing? Let me see what this chat is saying. King is very important because he the first one to reveal NAZIYAH was in the car with them. Let me see this, y'all. All right. Let me take it.
So it took a while. At some point, I believe his truck ran out of gas, so we had to stop what we were doing to push his truck to the.
What happens next? What do you guys do?
I believe she get out, get into the front seat, reposition herself to the front seat of his truck. It was colder that day. I believe she started the truck. We started working on the Jaguar, putting the parts back on. It took a little minute. Like I said, it was a difficult job, so it took a while. At some point, I believe his truck ran out of gas, so we had to stop what we were doing to push his truck to the gas pump so he could get some gas.
I gotta ask y'all. Valonda, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. You still believe King? Y'all still believe King? I'm not believing him. I'm just not believing King. Now, okay, Valonda says yes. I thought Jarvis' sister saw her first, but King should have reported it to authorities first. SP, exactly. I'm from Detroit, so I know it ain't light that late at night in winter. Why do you think King have no part? Seriously? I can tell you why. Tell me why, Falonda. I'm waiting. I'm hoping that you would tell me why. As these King's women in here, Right. Good question now. Good question. You know, and if y'all are King's women, let us know so we can, you know, give y'all a round of applause. Y'all are welcome over here. Everybody is welcome over here, but let us know. I want to call in. Come on up on the panel. Come on. I'm gonna drop the Blue Stream y'all link. Click that Blue Stream y'all link, Philonda. Because I might be missing something. We all might be missing something. So click that Blue Stream y'all link and come on up.
So you said that she gets out the car that you guys were in?
Yes. No, we was always in Jarvis' truck.
Okay.
So she gets out the back seat and repositions herself to the front seat, so she can start the cover.
And tell me, what kind of car, what kind of truck Jarvis drive?
Escalade.
And what color?
It's pearl white.
What, if you can see, what is his niece doing while you guys are working on the job, at the job?
I believe.
Turn your camera on, Fofo. You could turn it off, but turn it on. Let me see who you are first, and then you could turn it off. Turn your camera on, Fofo. All right, let me do it like this. Okay, you could turn it off, or you could leave it on or turn it off. It don't matter.
Well, I'm gonna turn it off, but
okay. Now talk to us, Fofo. Talk to us.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say this. Hold on. I think I need to turn the TV down. Okay. Now I've been watching this case from the very, very beginning. I watched every last preliminary, everything. First of all, I'm from Detroit, and I'm still here in Detroit. Secondly, the reason why I say I believe King is because I know exactly where all the places are, where they are talking about, and the fact that Ypsilanti, that's a very important place because that's at least an hour away from us. And Detroit, by 4:30, 5 o'clock, it's dark and it's wintertime. It's January. Now it might stay a little bit lighter, but by this time, this is right where Jarvis' sister said she saw NAZIYAH getting in and out the car. And she said, well, it was kind of like, it still wasn't dark, but it was still, she could barely kind of see her, but she saw her when she opened up the car door. She probably wasn't there just yet, but this is around the time that puts Jarvis' sister in the puts her at the gas station. And the reason why that the car ran out of gas is because NAZIYAH was sitting in the car with the car on because it was wintertime. Okay. So that's why the car ran out of gas. And secondly, I believe that King is telling the truth because he ain't even hesitating he answering every question. And I can see everything that he's saying, because if he had to be at home, be back in by what you say, 9:30?
I thought it was 9. I think it's 9.
Okay, 9 o'clock. So he left about 8:45. He must live like 15, 20 minutes away from where the shop is. But everything King saying, it matched up with his baby mama story too. Everything matching up with everything that he said. The only thing he might be missing and not saying is that like the parts about knowing about the stuff that was going on with the kids and stuff like that. He may be leaving that part out for sure. Right. But the story that he's telling, it definitely happened like that. I don't see no holes in that.
I will say that you're right. He does answer the questions instantly. Like with Shannon, Shannon was like, But with King, he answered it straight. Let me bring in Lucky Lady real quick. Come on, Lucky Lady.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
How everybody doing?
All
So
right.
I've always had this question. Why would two grown men be tugging this girl all around town, out in public with people, the family members and all these different people? Why would they go handle their business with her, especially knowing what they doing, which is supposed to be a secret? I believe, this is just my opinion, that King was involved. Whatever happened to Naziah happened somewhere after they left Ypsilanti. I believe that King was involved somehow, whether he did it or didn't do it. But I believe he either helped Jarvis cover it up, whatever they did, before he had to get back home on tether. And the reason I say this is because Jarvis' sister says after they left Ypsilanti, they come back to the shop, start working on more cars. She had to wait. She wasn't seen right away. She had to wait some time, but it was still light outside. So let's do the math. They desire to get out of school around 3 something. By the time they can get to Ypsilanti is at least 4 something, and not including rush hour traffic, all that stuff. Make it back to the shop, sit around, wait for your car to be worked on, but it's still light outside in wintertime in January. I believe she's providing the alibi for Jarvis and
Mm,
King so that it can make it
mm,
seem like they was back at this shop around
mm.
6, 7. They was back. No, they weren't. They were not back there working on no cars. They was hiding Naziah or whatever they was doing to her. They was doing it during those time frames because it's too much going on January 9th. All that
No,
didn't
I
happen in
totally
one day.
disagree because you know why I disagree? It's because the baby mama that was in Ypsilanti, they was at her house around 5:30, 6 o'clock. They was at her house. The sister was already there between 3 and 4, between 3 and 5. The sister was there at that time. The sister wasn't there when they came back. When they came back, all they had time to do was, like you said, count that money up or whatever the case may be. And oh boy was out of there. Now, what Jarvis did after that, we don't know. So, and then when he said she was coming, there she go over there, she coming up Harper. That's like you already know it's got to be after 3 because she out of school. Now, if anything that would go wrong with the whole situation to put her with them earlier is if she didn't go to school.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But
Either
we
she
know
left
she went
school
to school.
early, either she left school early, or all this stuff happened after 3 o'clock. And my
It,
thing
it
is,
definitely
what
it
time
definitely
do the
happened
shop?
after 3. That's
But
obvious
But
because
what
she
time do
was
their
walking.
shops close? Because have any of us ever Googled the shop and see what their hours are? Because you telling me they still working on car.
They
Most of the
got
shops close at 5 or 6. They 24 hours.
yeah, but look who okay. When you thinking about this, they are the owners. They have the keys. Jarvis can come in and out of that place anytime he wants to. They
But
don't
people
have to
still
ask
bringing their
nobody.
cars. But people still bringing their cars, so they have to have
Yes,
certain
but
business
you got
hours
to think about
posted.
this too. This is a gas station connected right to it. It's all one little thing. So when you talking about coming up there, somebody can come up there at 5:55. Like, hey man, can you do such and such? That don't mean necessarily that Jarvis went and worked on somebody. His sister said that it was some cars coming and like it was like some little stuff that wasn't even major that he was doing. The sister said it.
Well, this is my opinion. When you have yours, I wasn't coming up here to go back and forth with you on your opinion. But this is my opinion. I believe Jarvis' sister did see her in that jacket, but it was a different day. We all wear our same winter coats more than one day. She's seen her in that jacket, but I don't believe it was the same day. I think she's providing an alibi for them both to give them a place to say they were here at this particular time frame.
Okay, well, I don't agree with that.
Oh, and that's fine. That's all I had, Shank,
Fo-
though.
okay, thank you, Lucky Lady. Fofo, do you know King?
No, I don't. I don't know these people. I don't know these people at all. I just been watching Miss Parker, you. I just been watching y'all, and ever since it first came out. So I've been watching. I've been watching the case. I watched every preliminary. I stayed up a whole weekend watching every last one. I watched all your shows. So I know what I'm talking
Well,
about.
what took you so long to come up on my panel?
I don't know. I was just scared to come on the video because I look a mess.
Nah, you look fine. You look just fine.
But y'all
Now,
know what I'm
because
telling you. I'm gonna tell you this one thing I want to always say to you, Shank, that I do not believe that Shannon was sending them messages. That was all Naziah and Jarvis. That was all Naziah and Jarvis. Period. And I'm
get
gonna
out
tell
the
you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you got to think about it like this. Even when we think about that girl that was just on here last time with her mom, the young girl and her mother. Look how that girl talk, right? Naziah, even though she was a little sweet girl, but when it come to Jarvis, she was demanding him. She was like, she talked grown. You know what I'm saying? So I think that those text messages were definitely um uh, Naziah. I don't think Shannon.
now.
I don't think that.
Now you did raise good points because Nova with her mother now, and this is what I always said, but it's a difference between Nova and Naziah. Nova is off the porch. Nova is really out in them streets.
Yeah,
Naziah
but at the
was
same,
never off. Let me
yeah,
let
but
me
that's
let
not
me
the point.
can I finish? Let me finish now.
Okay.
Naziah was never off the porch. Naziah was never in them streets like that, right? Okay, come on, Fofo. Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
but just think about. I agree with you. But what Naziah said was something to ask about. How do you like your women? How do you like your girls? Skinny or fat or whatever? Why wouldn't
Skinny,
that ain't nothing? That
but
ain't
stop
nothing
right
that
there. She's skinny. She's already skinny.
she just.
So
I'm telling you, she's talking to him like a regular conversation, like we both 12 and we both talking on the phone. Cause then this man Jarvis is 12 or 13 too. So Jarvis don't even really think that he doing nothing wrong. Cause he think he 12 in a man.
let Keisha come in. I
Okay.
gotta come. I gotta get my boxing gloves. You mean to tell me? I'm gonna let you come in, Keisha. Hold on. But you mean to tell
Okay.
me you think all of them messages was from Naziah? Hold that thought, Fofo. Come on in, Keisha. Come on in, Keisha.
No, I just wanted to say this. Piggybacking on what she said. She said she don't feel, which I mean that's her opinion. That
Talk,
I mean, no, she said something
Keisha.
about.
Ke-
Could y'all hear
Keisha.
me?
Talk up a little bit. Talk up a little bit.
I'm sorry, I got my headphones on. I said I'm just trying to piggyback on what she said, which her opinion is her opinion. I'm just stating mine. When she said she felt like it would have been a different day that she probably seen her. I don't feel like that because the people did say that they have proof. The sister showed proof that she was there on that day that she said that she was at the shop on the night. They went back to her phone records and seen that she was there that exact same day. So I'm just gonna disagree on that part. That's all I'm trying to say. Am I lagging?
No, you low. You're not like loud. You just low, but you good.
Well, hold on.
I,
Let me disconnect my headphones so I can re-say it. Hold on.
all right. I gotta come back to you, Fofo. Now,
Okay, I'm
now,
back.
okay, you sound much better. Explain to me some more, Fofo. Okay, you talked about the skinny message. Talk about some of the other messages. Why you feel like those messages are Naziah? I mean, because my thing
Because they
is
can
how you like
because
you.
you know why? Because all of the messages in the same kind of tone. They never veered off from all the way that she was talking. It was, and then even to say when she said, "Why don't you go upstairs and give Shannon some D because she needs some." Like basically, she getting on my nerves. She got an attitude and all this kind of stuff. And he like, "No, I just want to be with you." Listen, why would Shannon say that? Why would Shannon put that out there? I think everything that came on the messages was straight up Naziah. Period. That had nothing to do with Shannon wasn't doing. She had just found out about the messages when she said she sent that message to him look, Raymond or whatever. I'm done with it, and I don't know what you know, whatever she had admitted on the stand when the lady came and brought her. Like, did you say these messages? Do you recognize this? That's now I'm not saying at that very moment, but she had just found out about her and Jarvis after the fact. And I do believe that whoever that guy they said was Jarvis' brother, that little story, I believe that story. I believe that story with all of my heart.
Some people in the chat, they agree with you on the messages. All right, now let's stay right there. So do you believe Shannon is involved in any way?
Definitely. Yes. Definitely. Because I thought that was, I mean, they involved from the fact that they lied from the very beginning. When the grandmother said that Jarvis don't come in the house, all he do is come to the car. She lied about that. And and Shannon lied about no, he just had an uncle and niece relationship, and the fact that see, every now and then you can say somebody telling the truth. A clock can be wrong on both, whatever that saying is. Because yeah, Shannon was the last person to see her. That morning, she was the last person to see her, and that afternoon too. If something had went down, she was the last person to see her. Why the grandmother gonna go to sleep? I can't see that. I can't see myself going to no sleep, and yeah, we gonna take it up in the morning. I don't see that. That's they already lying. They going overboard to had something that is obvious to us. And then on top of that too, that pink jumpsuit, why would she be wearing? I don't care if she was pregnant. If she that skinny, because she was skinny. Oh, this before I even say that. The part, and I'm gonna slow down. The part that I know for a fact is that oh man, I hate when my brain just wait a minute. The part about dang, I cannot believe that just slipped out of my head. And it's something I've been wanting to ask, been wanting to say so bad too.
It seemed like you was finna say probably that the jumpsuit was too big for somebody being a large.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, Derek, thank you, Keisha. Two parts to that. When the sister is trying to describe NAZIYAH, right? She said that what do you think? She said the lawyer was asking her, when you say small, she said she just noticed that she was small. She said like short and skinny. So I mean, when you got a big coat on like that, and the way NAZIYAH made up, everything would have been showing underneath the coat. So all she would have saw is her legs, and then she really didn't see her like that because she noticed her like But the other part about that sister is that I know that she know about her brother, and I do believe that. Why didn't she say, "Well, what you doing?" I just truly believe, Shank, and I'm a land my plane for a minute. Even though her sister knew about what he was doing, some people, Shank, they don't get involved. They do not get involved. Even though somebody can see it, they can be in a family member. Like, oh, I just don't fuck with him. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
I
You
don't mess
good.
with them. I don't mess with them like that. You know what I'm saying? That's her brother. Her brother. She really was looking like, look at what is going on. I don't think that sister was trying to hide Jarvis. I do not think that. She was looking at him like, boy, look, you know what I'm saying? I can't believe that this is going on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I saw in her face. I saw that in her face. But the other part about the jumpsuit, that jumpsuit, is no way that she could have worn no extra large underneath some skinny jean pants that she had on. That's what's for her walking past the camera. It's no way. It's no way.
Let me come back to King, and then I'm gonna come back to y'all. Let me get back to King.
Front seat, so she can start the cover.
And Tell me what kind of car, what kind of truck Jarvis drive?
Escalade.
And what color?
It's pearl white.
What kind of car, what kind of truck Jarvis drive?
Escalade.
And what color?
It's pearl white.
What, if you can see, what is his niece doing while you guys are working on the shop, at the shop?
I believe she's on her cell phone, I believe.
You guys are working at the shop?
No.
No, okay. Did you ask him if he was gonna take her home at all?
I believe I asked him was he gonna drop her off when the truck ran out of gas. We had to push it to the pump. It was just a distraction from work, so I asked was he gonna drop her off. No.
And do you finish working on the Jaguar that day?
Yes.
And what happens after you finish up on the Jaguar?
I called my son grandma and asked her how she was gonna retrieve the vehicle. She said she was gonna tow that. I told her she didn't have to do that. That was just spending extra money. So I asked Jarvis, was it all right if we dropped it off? He said yes. And we started making preparations to do so.
Do you recall you guys finished the Jaguar and prepared to leave?
Right around 7:30 or somewhere around there.
When do you guys eventually leave the shop?
Yes.
Okay. And tell me about who all leaves the shop?
Me, Jarvis, and his niece.
Okay. And tell me about the driving arrangements.
I don't know why this thing keeps skipping.
My 300, and Jarvis drove the Jaguar.
And where was his niece at?
She was with him in the front seat of the Jaguar.
Now, are you able to recall what his niece looked like that day?
Yes. Faintly, but yes.
Do you remember what kind of clothing she was wearing?
I remember she had a jacket on. Like I said, a coat. It was cold, so I think it was colorful.
Colorful?
Yeah.
May I approach?
Yes.
And Mr. Wright, I'm approaching you with People's Proposed Exhibit 2. And I'm going to direct you to the top left corner. Can you tell me, is there anything that you recognize in that?
The jacket in Channel 1.
Okay. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the jacket that you've seen his niece, Jarvis's niece, wearing that day?
Yes.
And I move for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 2.
Any objection? Okay. Will be admitted as People's Exhibit 2.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this before I forget, Fo, and Keisha, both of y'all can comment. But let me ask you, Fo. And you've been following the case, right?
Okay, go ahead.
In your opinion, do you think NAZIYAH is still alive?
No.
What do you think happened to her?
I think that somewhere in between, I believe the story that the brother, so-called brother, had put out there, that Jarvis because Jarvis did take her home because his phone was pinging off the tower from over there by their house, and then Jarvis went back to that room. So whatever, I don't know, whatever he did, whatever they did, it must have happened at the house. Whatever happened to NAZIYAH happened at that house. And but see, the only thing I'm not sure about is if they lived at which house did they live in? That's the only thing I'm not sure about, which house did they live in. Far as like where the police and everything totally dropped the ball at, to say, well, this is the last place she was at. I don't know. Because actually that was supposed to be technically the last place she was at. She was at home that morning. She was at home in that house that morning. So why wouldn't they go back or ask for a search warrant or something for that house? I'm in the house that she was supposed to be in. And then with the fact that the pinging was going on at Shannon them house for that day too.
Keisha,
the timeline is speaking for itself when you got all these three people that was involved that day, which was Jarvis, Jarvis' sister, King, and the baby mama and her mother. All of them people had put their eyes on NAZIYAH with him, so he can't deny and say that NAZIYAH wasn't with them. She was the last person he was with. And as far as what King said, because if King really wanted to try to lie or get himself out of it, he already said that, yeah, she was with us, and last place I saw her, she was with Jarvis. He's the last person that was with with NAZIYAH, period.
According to King.
According to King. But King is the only one that can say that, because it was only them three.
But that's not to say that Jarvis was the last one with NAZIYAH. That's only.
No, I'm not saying that.
Right, but I'm just saying that from my perspective. All right. Now let's start from when King leaves Jarvis and NAZIYAH. 8:45.
Okay. 8:45. King
right.
and King. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the TV. I'm messing up trying to hear you. Wait. Go ahead.
Now 8:45. Now King Worthy said that Jarvis checked in to the motel at 9 o'clock. She never said NAZIYAH was seen with Jarvis.
Right.
She only said Jarvis checked in the hotel at 9 o'clock. Then she said NAZIYAH was never seen again. So could Jarvis had dropped NAZIYAH back home?
That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. If he didn't drop, okay, here's the thing that we all don't know. Either Jarvis dropped her off at the house and that stuff happened with Shannon and whatever happened. If he dropped her somewhere else, that would be the only thing. If he dropped her somewhere else, she did not run away. Number one, she did not. I'm saying this from the evangelist. She did not run away. No, she did not run away.
So you don't think the evangelist knows what he's talking about?
I think that the evangelist has some type of input, but he's trying to not put himself in it, but kind of, just he a busybody. So I feel like he just kind of like, well, I could tell you about this and then that, but that's not what I'm really saying. Like, he just wants some clout, really, because he's so far removed from the family. I mean, he only going by what he did know, you know what I'm saying, from when he was around. So I don't think he gonna be able to. No, he's not a reliable source. So I don't know him. I don't know. Nah, I don't know these people at all. I'm from the West Side.
Let me go back to King for a little bit more, y'all.
Minute.
Turn your volume down.
And then showing you its Market Appeals Post Exhibit 3.
Style starts with the details. The difference between mid and next level, a real gold chain that hits. Lifetime guarantee.
Do you recognize what I just handed you?
Yes.
Thanks. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of Jarvis's niece as you?
I don't know why.
Yes.
Okay, and is that the same niece that went with you to Ypsilanti?
Yes, it did.
Okay, and you're moving for the admission people's proposed exhibit 3?
No objection. Okay, it'll be a minute as people in exhibit 3.
Thank you.
I don't know why I keep messing up, y'all.
So, you guys are driving to Ypsilanti. You said you're driving in your 300, and Jarvis is driving to Deadwater with his niece.
Yes.
Okay. About how long did it take you guys to get to Ypsilanti?
It was raining that day, so about.
And when you get to Ypsilanti, what do you do?
We get out, we park the car, get out, we go in. My son's grandma and I believe his auntie was there as well, so they greeted us. They spoken to him before, so they greet him. And then my son, grandma asked who the little girl was.
And did you introduce the little girl?
No.
Okay. Who introduced the little girl?
Jarvis did.
And what did Jarvis introduce her as?
His niece.
And about how long do you guys stay in Ypsilanti?
Not long, maybe 15 minutes or so. My son, auntie had to go get the rest of our money that my grandma didn't have, so she went to the ATM.
What do you guys do when you went to the ATM?
Talking. She was just telling.
Now let me slide in. Now, Fofo.
Yeah.
How did? Turn your TV down.
Okay.
Appreciate this super chat, Tanya J. Great demonstration, Shank. Thank you all for your work. Now, how did King's son auntie say she paid them?
Okay. She said that she had to go to somebody had to go to the store or a bank or an ATM or something like that. But then somebody said that they paid her that they got paid through Cash App. So somebody mixed up one of the two. Somebody said one about they had to go and get some money. She had to go get some money. Or then the other one said that she got paid, that they got paid through Cash App.
Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. So the only two people mentioned anything about the payment was King and King's son auntie. Two people,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
The auntie said she paid him through Cash App, correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So why?
King just.
No, I was gonna say it. Why go to the ATM or to the bank or wherever you're going if you got Cash App? I'm pretty sure your card is connected to your Cash App. So why take the extra steps to go withdraw cash instead of cash? Instead of getting the Cash App.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Keisha. But yeah, that person in the chat, they paid some of it in cash and then the rest in Cash App. That's what it was.
No, she said they Cash App, but had to go get more from the bank because she was sure. Okay, so maybe King is telling the truth.
King, I haven't seen nothing that King told a lie about. I ain't seen nothing King. I ain't saying King is a saint, but I just know with this story that he got up there on that stand, I don't see no holes in it, and he ain't hiding. He all on Facebook.
But my opinion is like he may not be fully telling a lie. People are very good at certain things. Like I can be lying to you right now, but I can be You get what I'm saying? Answering the question just as good because I'm a habitual liar. Like I can lie just like that. Like if you ask me something, I ain't got to sit up and think about it. You know, I can just come off the head with it. So King could possibly be. You get what I'm saying? He know how to lie real good, so he ain't gotta keep on saying like what you said. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? He can be a habitual liar. But like with King testimony, I'm kind of like 50-50 with it because you know something more than what you know. Like
Yeah,
he
but everything
knew.
that he been saying, far as this part, far as the story, I will believe that too. To say somebody could be a habitual liar, but it's too many other things that's it's too many other people that's involved that is corroborating his story.
The only person has been the auntie. That was it.
No, it was the auntie and the Jarvis
Jarvis'
sister.
sister.
Jarvis' sister, the auntie, the fact that all the like the evidence that we ain't seen, you know what I'm saying, is saying that
That's
he
what
was
I
here
want to
at this
know.
time. He was there at this time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what I want to know. How was it that King got on the stand and said, they ran out of gas and all this and that? But if the sister was there, the sister would have known that they ran out of gas and they had to push the car and stuff like that. Or did she say that?
No, she didn't. She didn't say nothing about pushing the car or no gas or nothing like that.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
maybe
But
she came up. Maybe she came up after they did all that.
my point, I mean, my
Or,
how,
or
because
I don't
she said
know.
she was there like at around like 3:30 or something like that.
If she
3:45.
was there,
It was somewhere around that time.
I believe that I'm gonna put the sister at the shop between 3. I'm just gonna say 3 and 5.
But when did they
I'm
run out
just
the
giving
gas?
her that I'm just giving her that time frame.
But when did they run out the gas?
They ran out of the gas when they first got there.
Okay.
Because Naziah was sitting in the car. Naziah was sitting in the car.
So you say you're gonna get a sister between 3 or what time did you say you gonna get?
I'm gonna get a sister between 3 and 4 because they headed
Okay,
to
so if that
Ypsilanti
was the case,
around.
Zaya got out of school at 3. Seemed like shortly after that King, whatever, they supposed to been meeting up with each other. So that means the sister could have been there. If you gonna
The
give her
sister could
between
have came
3.
up there before everybody and just been waiting on him. Cause like she said, he was already doing something when I think she said she called him or texted him or something and said she was gonna be on her way. But she saw that he was already working on something before she even got out the car or said anything. She just, moved her car because he said, move your truck because it's another car trying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
So the car fires, the car running out of gas. Maybe a lot of times when you're telling a story, you're not gonna tell every little thing. Like I don't think maybe like that was a minute part to say that they pushed the car to the gas tank because it had went out. Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can miss that part.
I can accept that. Appreciate this
Because it
super
happened
chat.
right there. It happened when she was there. It happened when the sister was there. Because that's why Naziah was sitting in the car because the gas ran out because Naziah was sitting in the car. It already didn't really have no gas.
I could take that. Appreciate this super chat, Storm Davis. Blessings and greetings, everyone. I dropped Storm Davis link. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to Storm Davis. I'm gonna run a little bit more of King, and then we're gonna get out of here, y'all.
It's about the work she needed to get around her house, etc. So on and so forth.
And was Mr. Bucks with you the whole time?
Yes.
So you guys eventually leave it.
Yes.
Now let me slide in.
Tell me about the driving arrangements.
Yeah.
Which is mine. We get in, drive to the front. I believe Naziah sat behind me.
on you?
Yes.
Okay, so and is there any kind of talking or conversation when you guys are driving?
No, I got sounds in my car, so no.
And
honestly, I had almost given up. Alone at 55, and everyone I know has been married for years. Came across Lana Date and figured.
do you recall about what time you guys, where do you guys go when you leave Ypsilanti?
Back to 9,000 Connors.
Do you recall about what time you guys get back to 9,000 Connors?
Probably around 8:45. I was cutting it close on the tether.
What do you do when you get back to 9,000 Connors?
Open up the shop door where he left. He left his truck in one of the bays, so we opened up that bay door, went through the gas station because that's the way we entered the shop. Went through the gas station, opened the shop, opened one of the bay doors. I went to the back and started splitting the money that we had made for the day, and separating the receipts.
So,
Getting this truck.
do you recall where at this truck she got into?
Passenger seat.
Is the front passenger, back passenger, or something else?
Front passenger.
And where's your bus at?
Back in the back with me, separating the cash.
And
Damn thing.
when you leave the shop,
No, I left first.
you left first. Okay. So when you leave, who's still at the shop?
Jarvis and Smith.
Do you see them leave the shop at all?
No.
So if King never saw them leave the shop, somebody could have picked NAZIYAH up from the shop. NAZIYAH could have left the shop on her own. Go ahead, Fo.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's just the mystery right behind that. At that point, King is out of it. King is he's done. He's out of it at that point. So yes, either he took her home, which I truly believe that he took her home, because that would be the only reason why that they did not call the police. That's the only reason why to me that's why they didn't call the police.
So you don't believe Jarvis Red Rum NAZIYAH?
I don't know about that part. Oh, and then you gotta consider the also, now Jarvis ain't innocent now. I ain't saying that. But I just go back to what that so-called brother said. He said that story's so smooth. Like, where is that person at? You know what I mean? What that story fit everything. That story fit the whole. That was the truth to me. You ain't even heard nothing else about that no more.
Let me get my chat ball real quick. I agree. I thought King had to be in the house by 9. If you was cutting it close, how did you have time to split money and count receipts? Shank, great demonstration. Appreciate you, Mona. Exactly. That's what Jarvis needs to tell. What happened at the end of the day? How did she get home? Okay, but yet and still, King did not show up for court. Neither has Shannon. So at the end of the day, ma'am, he is not telling the truth. And that's what the demonstration is about. Shannon skipped court. King skipped court.
They both, first of all, they're both got records. They both, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they just some regular citizens. They already in the system. I don't think it have nothing to do with, I don't think King got nothing to do with that. I'm not saying that King don't know. I'm not saying that. But King did not have nothing to do with it. Period.
When NAZIYAH answered the question about her and King having any dealings, and she said, no, I wasn't messing with King. He was messing with my cousin.
That's not what happened. That's not what was said. She didn't say King was messing with my cousin. She didn't say that.
What she said?
Nobody said King was messing with nobody.
All right. Now you know it's receipts out here. Anybody got a receipt?
If I'm wrong, I don't have no problem admitting. Because guess what I'll do? I will watch that right after we get off the show. I will watch that episode again and come back on here and either say yay or nay.
Is it anybody with the receipt where NAZIYAH answered, I wasn't messing with King? My cousin was. Latasha says NAZIYAH did say that.
NAZIYAH said that when?
Shank, was that up in one of her Instagram text messages?
I can't remember. Somebody gonna send me the receipt.
We gotta get down to the bottom of this. We gotta get to the bottom of this.
I'm 100% certain, but I want to say that was something she was writing to him on Instagram, or I want probably Instagram. I want to say text message too, but I think Instagram.
Somebody set the transcript. Give me a minute. Let me finish up these comments. Somebody set the transcript. Shank, well, Wise King and the Son Auntie times are different. Guilty by association. If you would like to send Shank some content, send it to me on Instagram. Shank Rock. Cameras. Shannon could have pulled up after King left. No video. Maybe that's why the prosecutor asked Shannon if she left the house that day or night. I don't think he did. You said exactly. They did not ask King the right questions. Jarvis took NAZIYAH to the baby mama house with the car. That's why he told her to wipe down everything that he touched. And I believe Shannon popped up over there. I can't get to everybody's comment. So if anybody has that receipt, send it to me on Instagram. Let me go back to King and then we're going to end this. I'm going to come back to y'all. Give me a minute, though. Let me come back to King.
And have you seen Jarvis's niece, the one that was with you on the 9th? Have you seen her since January 9th, 2024?
No.
Now I want to talk about the day after that you guys went to FC, so January 10th. Do you recall if Mr. Bucks was at work that day?
I don't think he was.
What makes you think that he wasn't?
What do you got to say about that, Fo? Either you know he was at work or not.
Huh?
She asked him, was Jarvis at work that day? He said, I don't think so.
Okay. This the next day.
Okay.
This the 10th.
Okay.
This ain't the 9th. This the 10th.
All right.
What I mean, what point is this? Because
no, I'm in agreement with you. I'm in it. Look. Let me just say this. You got me gonna do some homework tonight. I'm gonna do me some homework.
I'm gonna do mine.
In my opinion, let me finish, Fo. In my opinion, you got me thinking. You got me second guessing, and maybe we are. Let me backtrack. Maybe I'm wrong about King. Maybe I'm wrong. Now I'm gonna backtrack some things, and if I'm wrong, I'll come and I'll apologize. But you got me thinking now. All right. So hold tight. Let me finish.
No reason for him to call me if he was standing right next to me.
So he's basing it off of no need for King to call him because he said King called him while he was at work. And that's why he felt like King wasn't at work. Because why would he call me if he's already here?
I'm confused.
All right. The question to King was Jarvis at work that day? King says, I don't think so. King's answer was, if he was at work, why would he call me?
Right. Yeah, because he would have been right next to him.
Right.
Okay, I got that part. Okay.
Let me let King finish, y'all. Let him finish a little bit more.
I don't think he's speculating, so that's what he believes.
You asked the question. Re-asked the question.
Yes. So you said that you don't believe he was at work because he would call you, or he called you so often?
He called me. We had a 30-minute conversation on one account, and then we had another conversation for about 15 minutes. So
that makes you believe in your mind that he was actually on the ceiling?
What's the question first?
It's asking, based on those conversations,
Damn it.
that Mr. Buck was not at the shop with him. I don't think that's leading. It's stating a conclusion.
He already stated that he wasn't at the shop. No, okay.
So based on the length of those phone calls and the time of them, did that make you believe that Mr. Buck was not the shop?
right.
Did Jarvis Butts ever mention to you about his niece being missing?
No.
Have you talked to Mr. Butts?
So she asked, did Jarvis ever mention anything to you about NAZIYAH being missing? King said no. So you believe that once NAZIYAH went missing, now this is his partner that he worked with, that he break bread with. So you mean to tell me Jarvis never mentioned anything to him about NAZIYAH being missing? Like, yo, guess what, yo?
Now
my niece missing.
This part is where the lies coming in at. Now this is where the lies is not. This is where I agree. This is where the lies coming in at right here. Now this don't make no sense. Everybody say they didn't talk about it the next day. Like,
right.
Oh no. Shannon said, no, I didn't call Jarvis. I didn't call this. I didn't go up to the shop. I didn't go. They didn't do none of the obvious things if you're innocent. That's the thing that I noticed. Everything started getting real shaky that next day.
That's facts.
Yep. Because that's how you know they had something to do with it. And I'm not gonna say what's his King right here. Because if you look at King's body language, it's like he telling the story, but he's shaking his head at the same time. So something is conflicting. I didn't watch this. I didn't turn into a body expert, a body language expert.
Shizzy, let me slide in for a second, folks. I gotta answer Shizzy, and I like you, Shizzy. I like you, Shizzy. But let me just chop it up with Shizzy real quick, y'all. Shizzy says, I don't think Jarvis mentioned anything to him. He's guilty. Why would he talk about it? Shizzy, did you not just hear Jarvis's phone conversation with King over the phone, Shizzy T? Didn't you or didn't you not hear Jarvis tell King, get that phone? I mean, so look at what you said to me, Shizzy, and I ain't spazzing on you. I ain't coming for you, but I watch your comments in the chat, and come on, Shizzy. I don't think Jarvis mentioned anything to him. He's guilty. Why would he talk about it? Well, why would Jarvis call him on the phone and tell him, get that phone out of the truck? Same thing. Jarvis told King. Now, whether King is involved or not, Jarvis told King. That's his partner. Yo. Because keep in mind, according to King, they had just seen NAZIYAH that day before on the 9th. So why wouldn't he tell him the next day, yo, NAZIYAH, let me backtrack, Shizzy T. My niece is missing. Yeah, but Jarvis is a liar, Shank. But hear me out though. Do that mean any and everything that Jarvis say he's lying? He made it sound like he was trying to keep the phone from his girl. I like you, Shizzy T. Let me say this. Matter of fact, I'ma let Fofo and Fofo look. This how you know what we're about to say. Fofo campaigning for King. Fofo on King's side, but not this time, Shizzy T. Go ahead,
Nah.
Fofo.
No way. No way. No. King, no, that's his that they partners. Not just partners in business. They partners in crime. Like they know, I mean, you can still be birds of a feather and flock together. But some criminals gonna say, hey, I ain't gonna do that. I might do this. Just like you explained one day. Somebody in the criminal world, somebody might be stealing cars and somebody might rob somebody. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just ain't gonna do the same thing. I just don't think that King got nothing to do with it. But he knows. He know what happened. He know what happened. He know what happened. He knows what happened because he know how to talk cold to him and everything. And yeah, he did make it seem like, yeah, I'm having the phone for my girl, but that's the way they know how to talk on the phone. They know how to talk on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what they was really talking about? And guess what? And Shank said he never got the phone because it wasn't there. He said the phone wasn't even there. He went to do it because the girl brought the truck up there or whatever the case may be. He never got the phone.
But
Nobody,
the police
somebody
was
else had the phone already.
able to get the phone.
Right.
And he wasn't getting no phone. He was getting a pow from up out that car.
That's probably what it was. That's probably
I think
more
that's
so what
what
it
I
was.
believe. That's what King got. King got the pow
There
instead
you go,
of the
Keisha.
phone.
There you go.
Because
Now
at the
that
end
I
of the call,
believe.
he said somebody getting the strap.
Huh?
So it wasn't. I said if you listen at the end of King call, he said somebody, bro. He's like, I gotta get the scrap. Like at the end of the phone call, when you listen to the phone call, he said something about a strap. At the end, just go back and listen to the call. You'll hear him say that part. So it was never about the phone. Because I think he said something about a lockbox or something like that in a call. But it was never about that phone. That was he was gonna keep that head up in that truck. He was trying to get something else up out of that car. King got something else up out of that car, and I think they know that. That's why they was asking him, did he get the phone out, or was he able to retrieve that? And he said no. Yeah, because you got what they needed out. And who's to say if the strap? I mean, when he said strap, we don't know what it could have been. It could have been a knife. It could have been anything. We don't know what that was, but it wasn't no phone.
Let me read
I don't
this
know.
real quick. Let me read this real quick. If King didn't have anything, let me mute you. If King didn't have anything to do with it as a man, as a father, why would he associate with a man knowing what he's doing? King is very guilty. He's definitely he definitely was in on it. Let me bring Miss Park up here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my backup channel because part 2 will be tonight at 8. Part 2 will be tonight at 10 p.m. on my backup channel. So make sure y'all subscribe to the backup channel After Dark with Shank. Come on in, Keisha or Fofo.
And I wanted to say this when you said, look, you finna bring Miss Park up. I'm gonna tell you something. I love Miss Parker. You know who she put me in the mind of? She put me in the mind of, what's her name? Jasmine Crockett. She gonna say what she gotta say, and she gonna yield, baby, okay? She just gonna go. There's Jasmine Crockett there.
Salute Shank, salute Keisha, salute Fofo. How y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing,
Hey.
Miss
All right.
Parker?
I'm good, sisters. I do agree with a lot of stuff everybody's saying because the and I'm gonna tell y'all one key thing that stuck to me with the phone call was the keys to the gate. And when King was acting so not because it was a code he was trying to give King,
Mm-hmm.
the King was like, "What keys?" You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In the gate, and we always try to figure out what gate. You know what I'm saying? Because there ain't no gate to the shop. You know what I'm saying? You just shut the doors, you lock them, whatever, go on. Because remember, they had to use the doors to get in and out of the shop. Remember, they had to go through the store to get back in. When King testified, he said, "Yeah, we had to go through the store to get in the shop," meaning
But
that they had to go back out the doors in the store to get out. So, what keys to what gate did he need for what?
it's Miss Parker. It's probably a door and a gate inside the gas station where they're going into.
But
Cause,
why was
cause
King but why was King so nonchalant to that? You feel me? If me and you fall for work, we know how we get in here. We know how we leave out. We know what keys we got. You get what I'm saying? We know what gate we gotta use. If you say, Miss Parker, use the key to the gate. What key? You know you got the key, fofo. You know what I'm saying? I should have to keep telling you what key.
yeah, but then the other part to it is that he was trying to associate whatever other key he was talking about was on the key that they both have. It's something that King didn't know. It's something, whatever it
Right,
was
but
something
Jarvis was
King
trying to
didn't know
hint to
about.
him. Right, but Jarvis was definitely throwing a code
He was
out
throwing a
there
code.
to make King understand that, hey, get, take the key and get that. You know what I'm saying? So it was something. It was definitely something there that King just wasn't catching on to. And another thing, I like what was it Love Jones that put it up there. I'm not associating myself with nothing like that if I'm not involved. You get what I'm saying? I'm just not. Just because y'all into something doesn't mean I'm going to be into it. And especially if it come to touching children and you got a son. You get what I'm saying? King interacted as much as he wanted to participate. And now that we heard, because what Shannon say herself, you never know what somebody do if they backs against the wall. You know what I'm saying? That came from Shannon. They
Mm-hmm.
backs are against the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
King is telling without telling. He's just not telling it all. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
Exactly.
we heard now, and we are missing court dates after certain people has testified now. Because with King, he's been gone for a year. Nobody's going to jail for no year and ready to risk it all, missing a court date. Janiyah, whatever Janiyah has said has got them shook. And the reason why is because King knows she was there. And it has been said that it was other men that Jarvis was passing girls along to. Even if it ain't Janiyah, it could be somebody that she knows. You get what I'm saying? We don't know how many other girls was in there with them. Because to be honest, NAZIYAH was recruiting. She was. She started to recruit. I
I think so. You can like just from her conversations and she looking for people and she didn't took this person. Like I feel like they should go and talk to Vari old girlfriend who she was talking about, because who's to say if she didn't say nothing to her and they wanted to keep that on the hush hush. Like she was
I mean,
recruiting people.
we seen them. We seen them in Jarvis's truck ride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
She
saying? She
Yeah.
definitely in one of the videos riding in Jarvis's truck. So she is a part of this story. And it's I just say it's sad. And if y'all read when the defense came in and asked Jarvis, it all boils down to Jarvis wasn't the only one involved with these children. Jarvis wasn't the only one that done something when it came to NAZIYAH missing. You get what I'm saying? King
Mm-hmm.
even leaving the shop, the timing doesn't add up to the teether. You know what I'm saying? It don't add up to the teether to where go back to the defense talking to King. The Shannon Jones and them was trying to fix the teether part. Him being late for what? What are y'all fixing for him? Why was he late? Why was he late?
Exactly.
Why was y'all telling him y'all was gonna try to call his parole board and parole person and fix that for him? Because they was gonna excuse what King done with the children. Because now we got a 13-year-old girl that's missing.
But I must miss the part that you were saying, Miss Parker.
So go back when Jarvis's attorney started asking King about how when they was questioning him about the disappearance of NAZIYAH, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, didn't they say, wasn't they telling you like they would call your parole person for you to basically fix it to where they wouldn't charge him, violate him for being late on the TIVA on the 9th? And you gotta understand for what? Why are y'all call that's bribing a witness?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? If you gonna fix something for me, it's like do me a favor for a favor.
Okay, I must have missed that little part.
Let me get the Shane got the transcripts in the office. Hold on.
But Miss
Let me
Parker,
read it for you.
you're absolutely correct because that's the truth. Shannon Jones and was trying to excuse him for being late,
And he
but
said he said, I don't think they said it in this way, but yeah, something along the line. Yeah, that's bribing a witness.
mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? If I say, Fofo, hey, just tell me this, and I'm gonna call your probation officer for you, and I'm gonna try to fix this for you. That's coercive.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You really, it ain't got to be said in that way. If I put it in any way of calling your probation or your parole officer to fix something, what you know, as you can't do that.
Because they were trying to throw this case on up together and just only go after Jarvis. They just wanted him. So that means give just even if you telling us a lie, we'll accept this lie just so we can just only have him. Like we ain't worrying about nothing else. Whatever else that we see and what we know, we just want to just get him out the way so we can please these people. That's what I'm gonna call it. We can please these people and we can just shut you get what I'm saying, just close this on up and nobody else come forward on this because they know like they knew exactly what they was doing. But now it's bigger than what they thought it was gonna be. And that's just what it is. King is holding back on stuff. Like King, no, I feel like he played a major part, and that's just how I feel. He played a part. Shannon played a part. Annette played a part. Marquita played a part. Cause ain't no way that I know that you have did anything to my child, and I'm still gonna sit up here and accept you or sweep it up under the rug. Like I'm not doing it. I'm not
Yeah,
doing it.
but see, you not a Shannon though. This like Miss Parker said, they have a whole family of trauma and the way that they deal with stuff, and is we could never imagine even how that look, how I feel. We don't know
Well,
because they don't live a
I can
normal
imagine.
lifestyle.
I can imagine because like I got on here the other day and I said it. My niece is 9 years old now. Well, no, Riley 10 now. I'm lying, but it started when she was 7 years old. My sister, baby daddy, was putting his mouth on her private area, and she came out and told it. But at the end of the day, guess what? My sister still have communications and dealings with this man after she know exactly what he done did to her child.
Mm-hmm.
So I can put my feet in the shoes of knowing somebody that's a Shannon or not a Shannon or whatever the case. So like I mean I kind of know. Like that's why I said like we always will say like oh if that was me I wouldn't did it. I wouldn't like or go to your mama and tell your mama and stuff like that, or go tell your daddy or whatever. Like you just can't always say it like that because you can go to your mama and you can go to your daddy, but it have to be you get what I'm saying? Like that got to be in you like, okay, oh, I ain't going for this, so I'm finna go get help, or I'm finna do this, so I'm finna go do that. Like you that just gotta be distilled up into you, like not just, oh, you telling me and I'm just gonna sweep it up under the rug and like I don't care about it, because you got some parents who just don't care. And I can honestly say that my sister is one of them ones who don't care, because ain't no way you gonna do this to my child, and I know you did it to my child, and I'm still gonna deal with you. But it just all seems to she don't care. She not gonna care until it's too late for her to care, if that makes sense.
Well,
So
the bottom line is Shannon already knew who she was dealing with. He told her from the
yeah,
beginning. One thing about it, Jarvis is not only is he a manipulator, he's also a narcissist, and he's a straight up pimp. He's a straight up player.
Can I
He
read
knows how to
something,
finesse
Sean?
anybody out of anything. That's why he was able to finesse what he thought he was gonna be finessing. The people that was interviewing him I forgot what they called, the investigators. He was trying to
Can I
finesse them.
can I read
Before I let
something, Sean?
wait a minute, Miss Parker, I want to ask Fofo a question. It's just a yes or no, and then I'm gonna let
Uh
Miss Parker come. I'm gonna let Miss Parker come in. Would you
okay.
date Jarvis? Would you date Jarvis, Fofo?
From the look of Jarvis, yes. From the
mm-mm.
look of him. Just his look that he got. That is my type of guy. But what would turn me off automatically is the way that he carried himself. And second, no, first of all, if he told me what he did, it wouldn't be no way I would talk to him. There's no
All
way.
right.
I couldn't even be his
All
friend.
right. Hold that thought. Let me let Miss Parker come in. Come on, Miss Parker.
This is when this is when we got to start really listening and reading, Shank. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I don't really gotta dig too deep. I just read what they say and go with that, right? So the defense asks King on page, if y'all got the transcripts, 39, line 20. He said, okay, at that time, you only knew her as his niece, correct? Yeah. So we going from two shops with Naziah coming to both shops for years, right? Not a year, but almost 3 years coming to the shop. He said, yeah, you didn't even have any idea what her name was at the time. King says no. Now, y'all think that Jarvis was really running around the shop, my niece, my niece, my niece, my niece, my niece, my niece. Let's start there. She knows your name, but you only know her as the niece. He said, okay, and in fact, the only way and the only reason you learned her name was when you identified the picture that was just shown to you and the police told you what her name was. Is that fair to say? He said that's fair to say, but wait a minute. I thought when Tijuana testified, the King said, hey, you know the little girl is missing. That's Naziah. That's the little girl that was here yesterday. So I thought you didn't know her name. See, this is when it's the overplay for the underplay. I don't got to keep digging deep, making excuses for what King knew and didn't know. You get what I'm saying? See, when you can't even get up there like, nah, I knew her name prior to, but they with them showing me her picture. Yeah, just that simple. You know damn well they didn't show you a picture in court just now and say, hey, this is Naziah. Do you know? Oh, yeah, that's the niece. No. For 3 years, Jarvis said the niece. You know damn well Janiyah then went in there going, come here, cousin, come here, cousin. You get what I'm saying? It's just common sense. It's really just common sense in what they're saying. It was not supposed to go down the way it went down. You get what I'm saying? Just that point blank and simple. It was supposed to be on Jarvis. That's it. That's all. That's why they threw that murder charge on King, because King wasn't giving them no more. Because at this point, when you listen to King talk, you didn't know if it was for the defense or the state. You know what I'm saying? Hell, he didn't know who Jarvis was. That seems more for the defense. Even when they told him stand up, do you still see him? No, I don't see him. They the only two people in there in jumpsuits. You know what I'm saying? You stand here 6 foot something tall and you don't see this man. Okay. So, and then some other stuff he was saying was more on the defense side than the state. He wasn't giving them what they want to be one of the last people that was with Jarvis, that was with Naziah. And that's not what the state wanted from King. You know what I'm saying? They know King knew more. They know that all these years King wasn't around these kids and he was just being a partner, working on cars while he going in the back room and doing the kids.
Or a quiet person that just minded his business and wasn't
Come
butting
on.
into what was going on. I mean, that's evidence right there. Like you telling me that all these kids coming to the shop, you working at the shop, and you were just standing there minding your business? No, you was not. You knew exactly what was going on. So of course, they know that King know more than what he know. You weren't just sitting there like, okay, oh, this a child coming, or oh, this his daughter coming, or something like that. So I'm just gonna look the other way, and I'm just gonna mind my business. You knew. You knew.
Come on,
Just like
Fofo.
King.
Left.
But
First, we have to remember that when the transcripts came out and the little girl was admitting that she saw Naziah and Jarvis and Naziah cousin, which is Jarvis' daughter, that having actual intercourse, right? So all them times King wasn't there. King was not there. Jarvis was going up to that shop anytime he wanted to because he had the key. So
But King just said he was there. King just said in the testimony that they would come all the time, earn their tires, get money, and all that. So what are you talking about?
no, I'm talking
Do I?
about at the time. I'm okay. First of all, King did admit that um that he knew that they was coming up there, but he said they came up there sporadically. He not saying that he was there
Hold on.
every single time they was there. So
Hold
when
on.
somebody says sporadically, that means
But
hardly
he then he
ever.
turned. But then he turned around and he said, right here, they asked him on this page, did the kids come? He said the kids came all the time. He said they even used to come and get their hair. He said she would always come with his daughter. They would come up there to get air in their tires, maybe money, just typical kid stuff.
Yes,
How would
but
he
at
know
the
that?
same time, we
If
know
he
that that's
wasn't
not
there,
true.
how would he know that?
But we know that that's not true because of what the little girl
So
said.
why did King lie then on himself?
Because I look, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that the story that King set up there on the stand and said was the truth. Anything outside of that or after that, I don't believe. It's hard to believe it
So
because
that's what I'm saying. So
now
you saying
King
what
knows
King
that
said?
he involved.
No, I'm
King
saying,
know
so
that
you
he
saying that
involved
King lied
now.
on himself when he said that? Because King,
Huh?
This is King's transcripts right here.
Okay.
And King said that the kids would come up her all the time and he said she would always come with his daughter. They would
Yeah,
come
but
up and
all the
get earned their
time, but
tires.
Miss
He
Parker.
said money. He said, just typical kid stuff.
Yes, but that's not counting that every time he was there every time they was there because the little girl would have said King was there. The girl said nobody was there. It was just Jarvis and the girls.
That was Brooklyn. We
That's
ain't
what I'm
even got
talking about.
we haven't got the other testimonies to say that anything. Naziah's not here to tell her side. So you
I
know what
didn't
I'm
say that.
saying?
I'm talking about that's what Brooklyn said that she saw Naziah and Janiyah doing with Jarvis.
But when she
When
went to the shop, she said it was nobody there but her and King. She never said that King wasn't never there. She said they asked her about a specific time, what happened when she was there, and she seen certain things. They never said nothing about that. When they asked her about her time there, she said nobody was there in the shop. Their
that's the
cars
only part
weren't
I'm
being
talking
fixed.
about though.
But Brooklyn
That's
never
the
said.
only time I'm Miss Parker, excuse me. That's the only time I'm talking about is the fact that the part that she's there and witnessing and saying that what she saw. I'm only talking about that. So when somebody say, yeah, they come up here all the time, people say that all people just like everybody be saying or everybody said. People exaggerate. Black people talk like that. We know that everybody can be just two people. You know, we gotta everything is not like when you in I guess we in a court of law, so everybody looking at everything that they saying as like Bible. So people, you know what I'm saying, this first of all it's been over a year. Everybody not gonna say the exact same story the exact same way. I don't care if it is true, you or if it's or you know, It's just not going. Everybody not gonna remember everything. Just like I'm saying, everybody. Who is everybody? I'm speaking for everybody in the world, and I'm only talking about just a couple of people. So I mean, they come up here all the time. They came up here 5 times. So the only thing I'm saying is that I know that um, King told. I think what his story timeline is matching up with a lot of other people who had something to say about it, and they put themselves in the timeline. That's all
She
I'm
ain't going
saying.
head to head with me, y'all. She's not going head to head with me. Honey, let me fix that comment. Um, well, Shank, I read what I read. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the people to get up here and say nothing. I only know what I read from
I
the
don't know him either.
testimony.
I don't know him either.
No, I was just saying on my end to say what days anybody went. I just know from Brooklyn's testimony, she stated when her and Jarvis went in the shop, there was nobody there, no cars or anything. It was just her and him. Nothing else was asked about. Was King there from her mouth for anything else? It's just what she
Well,
saw.
well,
You know
Miss
what I'm
Parker,
saying?
but what
No,
I'm
I'm just
saying
saying on
is,
my I was just saying I'm not even arguing with you going back and forth with each other. I'm just saying what I read. I don't know what you
I
read,
know
and
we ain't saying the same
I never
thing
made.
though.
Now you said no. What you said was what you just said was you said nobody knows when they went to the shop. Nobody knows sporadically and I never said that. I said what he said was they came up there all the time. He went from sporadically to now the kids came up there all the time to earn their tires, to get money and stuff. So it could be taken all kind of ways. Of course, people's gonna think
Exactly.
all the time in the shop. You get what I'm
But the
saying?
only thing that
So
I'm
I
talking
can't
about,
say we know.
only thing I'm talking about is Brooklyn's testimony, which I did read the transcripts too. And I don't know, you have them right there in front of you. I don't. But all I'm saying is that when I'm only speaking about when Brooklyn was talking about when she was there, just whatever them two, 3 times she was, that's the only thing she didn't mention. Nobody, she said nobody else was there. She mentioned everybody that was there. So King was not there when she was there.
On
Those
that day,
times.
they
That's what
never
I'm
asked
saying.
her. But okay, but you're saying, like it's kind of like you're insinuating on the day that he was doing anything with any other child. They didn't ask her that. They said,
No, I'm
"What
not
did she
saying that
witness?"
every time.
Okay,
Listen, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm only speaking about what exactly Brooklyn was talking about in her interview and on her transcripts. She did not mention nobody else was there those particular times. Now, of course, if
it was
King is
only
saying, yeah,
one.
they come up here all the time, or
It was only one time they asked her, "Was
I
anybody in the
got
shop?" And that was when her and Jarvis went to the shop. That's the only time they asked was anybody else in the shop. They didn't ask her anymore about
I got
anybody else being in the shop.
I gotta slide in for a second, ladies. I'm gonna let y'all come back. Appreciate this super sticker, Jessica. Appreciate the cash donation from Angel Eyes, and appreciate the cash donation from Willeen. All right, Miss Parker and Fofo, y'all can come back.
No, I'm saying like it's being said as if Brooklyn stated he was never there. No, it was
I'm
only
not
asked one
saying
time.
never. That's the
Was
that's the
any
word that I'm not saying. I'm not saying that he was never there. I'm saying if she only been there twice when this situation was going on, that's she can only talk about 2 times.
they asked her about two incidents? They asked
Two.
her about two incidents
Well,
that happened.
that's what I'm talking about.
But I can't say King wasn't there because they didn't ask her that. They asked her about two
They asked her
incidents
who
that
was
happened.
there. They asked her who was there.
Right in that room, in the room where Jarvis was doing them at. They didn't say King wasn't there. He just wasn't in that room.
Well, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say that she didn't mention him, so he wasn't there. Because they asked who all was there. But I don't
Shank,
see what's the point. I don't even see. I don't see what's the. I guess the point is to say that King wasn't involved, or we trying to say was he involved or whatnot, or was he around when abusive stuff was going on and he just turned a blind eye? Who knows? I don't know, but I know those particular times he wasn't there.
But they didn't act. They said who was there at watching these things happen in that room. Y'all think so? You just saying that because they didn't even say where it really happened for us to say, well, King wasn't in there. They didn't ever say, hey, did this happen in the garage? Did this happen in the room? So I can't say King was in there or not. So to even distance it, King wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? In that room, what are you gonna just doing where the cars are? Like they didn't state that, so I can't say King was there or not. And I'm not going to come up here and go, King wasn't there because she said it. I don't know. It
So
was
you
rooms
saying
there.
that King was there? King could have been there. They just didn't say it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He could have been there and he could have not, but you're being adamant he wasn't there. Like, you know.
Because I'm being adamant about it because for the simple fact that they said they asked the little girl who all was there. Who all was there?
Well, Shay, I say King was there. They never asked what specific room they was in. I don't know if they'll get more into detail when the trial starts. You know what I'm saying? For
Well, I'm
Brooklyn
sure they
to
will.
say,
I'm sure they definitely will.
but I'm not going to say King wasn't there. You know what I'm saying about nothing. And it's just taking me. We still got kids here, and like I said, it's been cousins that hit Ratchet TV's panel, and she specifically said that it was a video that came to her from the kids was videotaping, and that lady received a video where King and Jarvis was partying with the young ladies at the shop. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I can only go by what's being said from the family.
Okay.
When Brooklyn said that was nobody there, that was her and Jarvis's incident. Y'all got to remember it was 3 incidents. One with Brooklyn by herself. When Brooklyn was by
Right.
herself, she stated that. Now I'm talking to somebody in the chat. Brooklyn stated that when Jarvis took her to the shop and bought her the snacks and stuff, nobody was there, just him and her.
Just like she didn't mention nobody else either when she was with the other girls. She mentioned everybody that was there. Just like she just did with her and just Jarvis.
But y'all got to think too. This building had rooms and stuff. And I'm not saying that he would do the kids in front of the King. I'm not saying he wouldn't, just from what is being said to me and things
Right.
like
Okay.
that. You know what I'm saying? From these
Okay.
kids, I can't take away that he was there or he wasn't there. But to see the kids sporadically coming and things like that, and also the night that he was with them, you know what I'm saying, that he was with them and stuff, and the teethers bothering me, you know what I'm saying, because I got to see why they're wanting to call the parole officer to fix his, the teether time, if it wasn't something else to it. You get what I'm saying? And it's the fact that he didn't know her name. He's claiming not to know her name that shows involvement, because if I know your name, why get in the courtroom and say, oh, I didn't know their names to the police, show me pictures, but Tijuana said you told exactly who was missing.
I think that we forgetting the fact that how people talk in the real world. Now, okay, just like y'all calling me Fofo, right? Do you know my name? No.
Yolanda.
Well, you know my name Philanda because you know that because it said that on the screen at first, right?
So you're saying that in their world, in the real world, that she was just a niece.
No, they called her Jarvis called her Zaza or Zay or whatever, something like that. He called her that. And that could be short for
King
anything. That
said
don't
he
necessarily mean I know
never
what
knew
it's
her
short
name.
for.
I'm not saying he had to call her NAZIYAH. He didn't know her name at all. He didn't know nothing about her. He just knows her as his niece. There's no way. There's no way. But he told the sister exactly who was missing. So how we go from, oh, we don't know her name, to he told the sister exactly who's missing.
Because at that point he knew.
But go back. Wait, Shay.
King
But
knew
go back.
King knew that girl
He
name.
just
Like,
told
I'm
the
not gonna.
people that
Yeah,
he didn't
King
know
knew
to
her
the
name.
police. To the police, told him who she was. Come on, King knew, Shank, man.
Exactly,
Shank,
because
you know
why?
better than
This
that,
is the
Shank.
thing.
You know better than
Why
that.
would NAZIYAH know his name, but he don't know her name? Like that don't even make sense. Oh, hey King, I got to know you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I probably see you almost every day, so I got to know
But
your
Shank Rock knows
name.
better than that. He knows. And I done studied this
Yeah.
case back to back, Shank Rock. So to even sit here and let that go on, I'm disappointed. I'm disturbed right there. Cause I read the transcripts, you read the transcripts. He knew her
I
name.
read them
He knew
too because
exactly who she
I was
was.
watching the transcripts just like you was reading them. I was watching it, reading it right along. So I don't see what's the issue. I just feel like this. When you talking about stuff on just like a text, when you text somebody something, it could be you could not even mean it that
So
way.
then Shank gonna have to change his whole commentary then, based off of what you saying.
No, we're gonna do
What
a
do you
part
mean by
two.
that?
We're gonna do a part two
Now
on the
you
backup.
you've done demonstrations on King, correct?
Say it again.
You've done demonstrations on King, correct?
Yeah, I've done demonstrations on King, but I'm gonna do part
Okay.
two of this because I'm gonna backtrack everything you said, Fofo, and we're
Now,
gonna pick up
yeah,
and
I need you
go
to
ahead and
backtrack what
start.
you said too. I want you to backtrack what you said too, because now the sheets here, it's like you changing what you said, and it's like how we do that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
How we do that? Because she's more team of King and saying, oh, this. Well, I don't know them. She
I'm not
don't.
on team.
So I'm just saying.
I'm not on no team with King. I don't know that man. I don't know that man. I've been watching the case just like everybody else.
Make sure everybody pull up on the backup channel at 10 p.m. tonight. Moderators, drop that backup channel. I'm gonna just backtrack everything. Now, my opinion on it, I do still hold King accountable. And this is why I hold King accountable. Okay? This is what we know to be a fact when it comes to King. King allowed these girls, NAZIYAH, Janiyah, King allowed them. That shot was just as much as King's shot as it was Jarvis's. They both partners. I hold King accountable for not sending them girls home. Hey, Jarvis, these little girls can't be up here working. They gotta go. They can't be in here. So I hold King accountable for that. And
Yeah,
to
I
say
agree.
that, hold tight, Fofo. I'm gonna let you come in. And some Shizzy T, Shizzy T. You my girl, I mess with you, Shizzy T. But to say that, well, maybe Jarvis, Jarvis didn't tell King that NAZIYAH was missing because Jarvis is guilty, and why would he want King in on that? The same reason why he called Jarvis, the same reason why Jarvis called King from the joint and tell King, get that phone. It's certain things right there alone. Those two. Now, if any man is in the chat, and if any man want to come on a panel with me and disagree with me, feel free. I know as a man, just like women have women codes, and y'all know how women are. As a man, unless you are involved in that inappropriate touching minors, unless you are involved in it, you ain't condoning that sucker shit right there. The weakest man on the totem pole would have bust Jarvis upside his head. I'm telling y'all. A man that can't fight would have bust Jarvis upside his head. A man that don't have anything to do with the inappropriate touching would have checked Jarvis when Jarvis caught them on that phone. We heard the phone conversation. Hey, man, what the fuck you got going on? Hey, man, I can't be fucking with you. Hey, man, Nick, what you got going on? That's when the beast come out in the man.
The first thing would have been, "Hey man, what you got going on, or what I'm hearing?" Like that. If I was a guy, that's gonna be the first thing I'm gonna say. Like, "Man, but bitch, what you got going on? Or why they saying this? Or why
But
they saying that?" That would have
here's the
been
other
me.
part to that though. If what's his name? King. If King didn't know what was going on, okay. First of all, Jarvis he turned himself in talking about for some other case, some this and this and that. But it was mainly like I forgot who said that. that he was trying to, Jarvis was trying to put it out there like, oh, he was just down in there because he had a gun charge or a pow charge or whatever the case. And like trying to make it seem like, yeah, they just got me, man. I don't even know what's going on. And I don't know what's happening. Yeah, he gonna try to play that with somebody that he not telling everything to. Nah, that's just what we can look at. All we got to go on is this one phone conversation. And they done told us already that it's over what, 350 or something like that jail phone calls that they gotta go through. Ain't no telling what those phone call conversations gonna be about.
But
Let me
still
say
in
this,
all,
folks.
King never insinuated or asked him like, man, what they got going on. You was able to call, well, you was able to pick up the phone and tell him to grab something up out the car, right? You was able to call and say that. King, you was able to talk and say da 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 da. But you telling me you couldn't talk and say, man, what I'm hearing on the street, because I'm pretty sure word was getting around town. So you, even though y'all on, you ain't worried about being on this recording about this phone because you already know what they got you on, or what they saying about you. You wasn't worried about that. So you telling me, I'm this by King right now too. You telling me you not worried about to say, man, what you got going on, or man, what's going on, what I'm hearing in the street, or what they talking about, or whatever the case may be. You got to think, well, from that one call that we listened to, it was nothing being insinuated about that child being missing. If you tell Warner, oh, the little girl that's missing, that's Naziah, whatever the case may, whatever that he said, how he said it. So you telling me you couldn't get on that jail phone call to say, man, what they talking about out here, or man, what you get what I'm saying, what they talking about. You didn't do that because you already knew. You probably got whiffed of it because you knew exactly what was going on. So ain't no way a man to a man or a woman to a woman, you not gonna get on the phone, because we knows it. Like us black people, we knows it. Like we want to know. So you telling me that you're not gonna get on this phone? I don't care if it was a jail phone, God forgive me, the devil's phone, or whoever phone it was. It can be my the oldest grandmama that I had. I'm still gonna get on that phone and say, hey, what they talking about? Or man, I know that ain't true. Or I mean, I'm gonna say something to, even if you on this call and you sitting up here lying, saying, oh man, they lying on me, or whatever the case may be, you as a man, you still want to know what's going on. Like, so I understand your opinion, but you're not gonna make me feel as if Jarvis didn't know what, I mean, not Jarvis,
But
King didn't know what was going on or what hadn't took place or whatever. Because I ain't gonna lie, I just been sitting up here listening to you talking. I'm just like, I mean, I'm listening
I'm
to
not
you because
okay.
it's your opinion, but it's just like, I mean, we gotta call a spade a spade. I mean, he knew.
Okay, can I
You
please
got
say
the flow.
something?
You got the flow.
Okay, thank you. What I'm not saying is that King is innocent. Okay, I'm saying, and I keep saying this. The only thing that I believe that King is telling the truth about is the timeline that they said that he said on the stand. I believe that was the timeline because it's other people that corroborated that timeline. Number two, if King, I'm not saying that King didn't know that what was going on with Jarvis, and we don't even know when do we know that he talked to the sister? When was that?
The
That he
next day,
told her?
no. Once she talked to Shannon and Shannon told her what she said,
Yeah, but how long? That wasn't the next day.
it was I recanted to that. It wasn't the next day. When she found out who Naziah was, she went up to that shop to ask him some questions, and he said, oh yeah, you know the girl that's missing, that's Naziah, da 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 da. That was the little girl that was up in the truck with him. So whether it was the next day, which it wasn't, or it was a week later or 2-3 weeks later.
We don't, but see here, but Keisha, hold on. The thing is, we don't know when that phone call that him and Jarvis had. We don't know when that was. We don't know when that phone call. We don't know when that phone
It had to be
conversation.
when he. It had to be when he first got up in there because he said he was on quarantine or whatever. So it was probably in the week or two of him being up in there, whatever. I don't know. This just my speculation.
I don't know either. But from my common sense tell me that King was going off of, hey man, like he in there for something that he really not saying why. Cause somebody you can be working with somebody that don't mean that y'all bestie friends, but they homies and they do a lot of dirt together, I think. But the thing that I'm saying is that why would he say what's going on with you and these girls when he already know Jarvis get down from the beginning? You ain't gonna go in no business and not know. Maybe you don't know at first, but Jarvis got a record. He got a record. He knows about his fetish with these kids. He know about that. And then
but let me ask you a question. You just said that. I'm asking you, did you just say King is not gonna get on the phone and talk to him about, you said to talk to him about the case, what they got him on, or he's not gonna talk about certain things while being on the phone with Jarvis, knowing that the call is being recorded?
Yeah, I did say that.
If that was the case, you was being recorded. They're gonna tell you that those calls are being monitored and recorded. So you telling me you can get on the phone and tell him, you can call him and tell him to get that girl up there to get that phone up out the car, but you ain't gonna tell him about this. And if you know,
because
you know what they got him on. So you telling me I'm gonna get the phone and take the phone? Like, come on. I mean, that's inserting yourself up into something right there. Just by him being able to call you to get the phone.
Though.
Hey Shane, can I slide in for a minute? Hey, I just want to slide in for 1 minute, and I'm gonna step back down because I'm enjoying your conversation. I just want to make a point. In that jailhouse call between Jarvis and King, Jarvis is not in jail or has not been charged with anything to do with NAZIYAH. That call came when Jarvis turned himself in on the pew charges. So that first phone call, that I don't know if there's another call, but that phone call that we are hearing, he hasn't been charged with anything about NAZIYAH yet. So I agree they talked about the phone and that might have been a pew. That might be true because that's what he turned himself in is on pew charges. So I agree if you guys think that he may have been telling him to get a pew out the truck. I believe that. But that's why that phone call, you're listening for things that you don't hear because right now Jarvis hasn't been charged with that at all. So they don't know anything on that particular call.
Ms. Mill, can I say one thing? Okay, you just said that he called you. He hasn't been charged with nothing. Those are facts. But if you're in jail and and all this possession or whatever's supposed to be inside of this car, and you already doing time on this pow. Why is you worrying about? Why is you if that's the phone? If we calling the phone a pow, which I think that's what it was. Why would he be calling him to tell him to take a phone up out of a car when the phone supposed to be in? I mean, that's about the safest place for it to be at. You get what I'm saying? Or in my opinion, I ain't gonna say like the safest right there. I mean, yeah, you can have the phone in your possession and like, okay, when you get out, I got your phone, but like, I'm just not gonna agree with that part because if you're already in jail on this particular situation, why you even worried about the pow or no? Why is you worried about the phone and you already doing time for your pow already? So like, I don't believe that one.
Well, you said that you don't think that he was calling about a phone. You think he was calling about a pew. So why is the phone still coming into play?
No, I said I believe that's what that was the code word for that. What I'm saying is ain't no way that you're calling home. You just said, I forgot what you just said at first. All I'm just saying is, I don't believe. I mean, he knew they had to been coming to him, talking to him, or asking him something for him to want King to get the phone up out the car. Is all I'm saying. Because they heard that jail call of him talking, telling King to get the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. But that's my opinion.
That's what they. Well, you're right. Once they pull his calls, that's what they heard. The only thing that I'm saying is during the time of that first phone call, which could have very well been on the same day that he turned himself in that morning, because he said, "Well, you know what? I came in with money, but they didn't put my money on my books yet." At that time, that they didn't know anything about any charges regarding NAZIYAH.
But
So
who? Yeah, I got it.
yeah, I just wanted to. I just brought that up because that's why while you're thinking about him being charged, that's why the conversation is weird because you're looking for
No,
that information.
I didn't say nothing about him being charged. I was saying they probably was coming in. They was probably coming, talking to him, asking him questions about NAZIYAH.
Well,
That's
he had
all I'm
just
saying.
turned himself in, and I'm not quite sure what date that is. But remember, NAZIYAH's disappearance wasn't reported for 30 days.
Correct.
Right. So
Jarvis
depending
didn't
on
turn, but Jarvis didn't turn himself in till February the 7th. Or February, what day was it? It was February the something when Jarvis turned himself in.
right. So I'm not going to stay long because I'm actually working. I was just bringing up the point that that phone call that we're hearing
Okay, Miss
with
Parker.
Jarvis and King doesn't have anything to do with NAZIYAH. At this point, neither one of them know.
Could you repeat that and say that again?
I'm saying that the phone call, that phone call that we're hearing between Jarvis and King is prior to Jarvis being charged with anything about NAZIYAH. I would stand on what I've said before. Jarvis is a plug. So he could have been looking for more in that truck than a phone. He's a plug. So
Okay.
when you put all that together, there's no telling what was at the shop. There's no telling because he was a plug. That's why he slid around town. He wasn't sliding around town looking for kids. He was a plug. So all of that is what they're doing. But I promise you, that phone call had nothing to do with NAZIYAH. But they don't know at the time. Now, are there other phone calls after he was charged? I haven't heard one between him and King, but I heard one between him and his baby mama.
I think we all heard. Yes, ma'am. All I'm just saying is, like you just said, we don't know. Shane, do y'all do we? I'm gonna have to go through my phone. Do we even have the date that phone call was played? Like, what's the date that the phone call was played? I mean, because Jarvis went in February the 7th. He went in February the 7th. So we need to know what day was that phone call, like what day the phone call was, because if okay, he went in on the 7th. Then was it the 13th when they started questioning him or something like that? What was the date?
That's what part 2 is going to be about, y'all. Give me time. Well, give everybody enough
I got to
time.
be here. I got to be here. I got to be here. I hope my husband don't get mad at me tonight because I got to be here because I mean I believe Jarvis. This is my opinion, and I don't know if we finna leave or not. They was questioning Jarvis, and Jarvis was trying to get King to get that phone up out that car, but it wasn't. He was trying to get him to get something up out that car, but I don't think it was no phone.
Do anybody in the chat, not the replay game, anybody in the chat know the date of that phone call that Jarvis and King is on? Do anybody know that date?
Oh, Miss Parker, please get it, Miss Parker. Please get it. Please. I'm going to be punished because Mel is about to blow Shank's phone up. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Y'all know why I'm punishing the chat, y'all. Go ahead, Fofo. But I know Fofo like that's what my funky ass get for coming out the bushes. I know Fofo like Shank. I should have stayed my funky ass in the bushes somewhere. Look what I done started over here. Go ahead, Fofo. Go ahead.
I can't see the chat. I ain't trying to argue with nobody because I don't know these people. I just know what I'm seeing and what everybody else is seeing. Everybody got their own opinion. And basically, we just going by what's common sense, street sense, smart, all that stuff. If you got to put all that into, put it all into play when you trying to, put your opinion out there. You gonna speak on what you know.
Now let me say this, Fofo. Now, you said that based off of Jarvis' looks, you would date him. A lot of women not happy about that.
Well, well, let me explain that. Let me explain what I'm saying by that. Like the way, like I wouldn't. Okay, like when I was like I'm a woman of a certain age, but in my younger years, yes, the look of Jarvis, his face. I'm talking about his face.
Cause he light
somebody
skinned.
I would be attracted to.
Cause he light skinned. You can say it. Cause he light skinned.
Yeah, that was my type. Out the shower. That's what I call it. Out the shower. He got the out the shower look. And that let him get away with a lot of stuff. You get what I'm saying? That let him get away with a lot of stuff. And what I'm saying is, once he started talking to me, that would already turn me off. Cause the way that he talk, he want to just try to like seduce you, or like he think he's more than what he really presenting himself to be.
Look at
He
Fofo.
really, when he started talking, you know what he turned into? He looks like a bum. You know what I'm saying? When he starts talking, you can tell like, oh, this guy, he ain't right.
Hold up, Fofo. Appreciate you becoming a member. 8. Appreciate that. All right. Kim says February the 8th. All right. Come back in because you've been mesmerized by Jarvis. I see y'all in the chat. Come on, Fofo. Come on.
No.
Come on.
Wait a minute. No, I never said that, oh, I like Jarvis or nothing like that. Hold on. Y'all, the chat got me messed up.
Let me say this.
I can't even see the chat. I can't even see the chat.
Don't pay attention to the chat because you don't want to see it. And let me say this. This is why I've been punishing y'all with this damn picture. Now,
I figured somebody was talking about some funky asses and all that stuff. I figured that.
But hear me out, though,
okay,
now.
I guess we on punishment.
And I'm going to give you a compliment. You look better than these women. But I'm putting this up here. Listen to me. I'm putting it up here because I think I'm going to have to add your ass to Jarvis's stable of women. Go ahead.
Add her.
That is not fair. That is not fair.
Shank,
no, because Shank asked me a question. No, let me since y'all get down on me.
Her.
Let me
Go ahead.
Please add her.
Appreciate this super sticker 8. Come on, Fofo. Come back in, Fofo.
They saying add her. Yes, everybody spam the comments and say add her. Add her. Please spam these comments so Shank can add her. Please.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Come on, Fofo. Come on, Fofo. Come on back up. But look, y'all make sure y'all pull up on the backup channel.
Ooh, I'm gonna be there.
Make sure y'all subscribe. Go ahead, Keisha. Make sure y'all subscribe.
No, I'm saying I see a couple of add her, baby. Spam the chat and say add her, Please. Cause ain't no way. Yeah, to her and King. Yeah, y'all right. I'm about to drop down because I ain't finna even into it about it. Baby, come on. I want to see some more ad hers on here. Cause woo child.
Any last words for you get out of here, Keisha?
Just add her. And look, I'm finna be like Miss Parker and I yield.
All right, Keisha, appreciate you, Keisha. Yeah, we had fun on this one, y'all. Here go Fofo. Go ahead, Fofo.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's get this straight. Let's get this real straight. Let me wrap all y'all up together. Okay, hold on a second. First of all, I said that Jarvis's look is what I would be attracted to, his face. Now that don't mean that I'm gonna look past the look and still deal with him, knowing that what I know about him, or even I wouldn't even get to all of that, because number one, if he told me that from the very beginning, it's no way I'm gonna even entertain him at all for no look, because he looked ugly when he comes to that part. He instantly looked like a bum to me when I noticed that when I know that he's messed with all these kids and got this record and all that stuff. And he seems like a bum. Seriously. When I see other pictures of him, I'm like, oh my God, he might be a nice looking person, but what he does and what he's done is totally nothing I agree with. I got a son and a grandson, kids, all in my family. I don't play that. I don't play that stuff at all. And secondly, I only said that's the look that women, especially, I'm not gonna lie, women like in his stable, those type of men like those type of women. They're gonna go for that particular type of woman. And then I'm not saying the look, I'm saying the mentality is all the same with all of them women. But no, that is not somebody. I'm not in love with no Jarvis. I don't like him. I can't. He is a monster. I just told y'all that he just had a look that I would have went for back in my day. Yes, I will admit to that.
Let me let Shizzy slide in. Come on, Shizzy T.
Hey, sister.
Hey, y'all. How's everybody? Hey, Miss Parker. So Miss Shay. Listen, Fofo, child. I was with you for a little bit.
But why? How did it get to this point? What was I supposed to say?
Right.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, as far as the Jarvis thing goes, as far as you being attracted to Jarvis or whatever, I get that 100%.
No.
Because you got to think about it. If you don't know that he's a pedophile, okay?
Right.
And that nigga come and he approaches you, you gonna be like, oh yeah, he cute, he smooth talker. Everybody said that nigga was a smooth talker. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now he came out, Jarvis said, I got a sex offender charge.
Goodbye.
But his excuse was
I don't even want to hear it.
She lied about her age and he was 15, she was 15, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third. So, I see bitches who would
I ain't one of them.
Still mess with him. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not one of them. I'm just saying I get all of that part. But when we talking about King, listen, when we're talking about King absolutely knew what Jarvis was doing. I do believe that King knew it. I do believe that King participated in some of those sexual activities. But when it comes down to January 9th, that day itself, I don't believe that King knew what was getting ready to happen. I don't believe that King knew after it happened. I believe that he was putting that shit together like, yeah, that nigga did some shit after everybody was talking about it. The sister came to him like, this is what I heard. And he's like, yeah, that was NAZIYAH up here that day. No, he not gonna ask Jarvis about this shit on a phone call, because this nigga's also got a record. So he already know that the jail calls is being recorded. I believe that Jarvis was lying to King as far as going back to AutoZone. He did that shit because NAZIYAH wasn't at the meetup point yet. So he went back to give NAZIYAH time to get there. He pointed NAZIYAH out to King. I believe that King knew nothing about that. Nothing about
But
it.
I don't think
That nigga was
like I
on that
said,
stand like, nigga, I done told you that you was gonna get your ass caught up in some shit. Look at you now. And you trying to bring that shit in with me. And he ain't in it. He's like, look, yeah, he done did some sexual shit. He trying to stay the fuck away from that part. But he ain't did nothing as far as the unaliving or the disappearance. I don't believe that King. I believe that his testimony was true about what happened on the night. That's
Ain't
it.
that what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I said. And I'm up here with the stable. I'm in love with Jarvis. I'm on Team King.
No, ma'am.
That
That
is
ain't what
not
you
fair.
said. No, ma'am. You did not say just on the night. I digress.
Like she
You
wasn't.
didn't
He
just you
wasn't
didn't
there
just
at
say the
all.
night. Yeah, you didn't just say the night. No,
I
ma'am. No,
did.
ma'am.
I did
No,
say that.
ma'am. No,
I
ma'am.
did say
But
that.
go
I said
ahead.
what King said on the stand that happened that day is what his timeline. I said he's telling the truth. I did say that. Shank, did I say that? That's all I said.
So wait a minute, Shank. She didn't say nothing about he wasn't there at the shop and all of that. You gonna sit here and just sit there
He
and
did
just
say that.
you gonna sit up here and say, hold on, y'all, hold on. Shank Rock, you gonna sit up here and say that's all she said was just on the night.
Can I slide in with no interruptions? Appreciate this super chat, TT. Yo, funky ass demonstration was bussin' today. Ain't that what they say? And make sure y'all congratulate TT for getting the chat put on
Lord.
punishment with her
You
funky
just
ass
you
comments.
being
I'm
extra
the
with
only
this
one.
punishment.
I'm the only one that can use funky ass over here. Anybody else uses funky ass gets the chat put on punishment. So make sure y'all thank TT for getting y'all put on punishment. Now, she only asked me that one question. She did say that what she just said. Now, ask me another question, Fofo or Miss Parker.
She said that's the only thing she was talking about was just the night. That's it. And that's not true. Did she not say that King wasn't in the shop and all of that? Ain't that what
Yeah,
she
I did
said?
say that too. I did say
Now you
that.
said, wait a minute, well, dang, you just asked Shank Rock. Ain't that all I said? Shank Rock was just on the
Talking
ninth in the
about
timeline.
her is
And Shank
I'm
said, absolutely. So this is
oh
where
my
I stopped
goodness.
the
See,
lies.
you trying to find some type of way to go back and forth when that's
I'm
not
not
what I
going back and
said.
forth. I just know what he just agreed to when we're not great
No,
lies.
what I'm saying is what I'm saying is everybody could they've been here just as much as everybody else. And what I said was from the
No,
very
hold
beginning.
on.
What I said from the very beginning was that everything he said on the stand was the truth. His timeline was the truth. Now, when it started coming up with talking about Brooklyn and whoever said that he was not there, yes, I said that
Come back
too.
out. Just go put your Crocs
I
on.
said that too because that's what she said. She said nobody else basically was there other than her and the girls. And then yes, the other time when she was there with him by herself. I said a lot of stuff.
All right, y'all. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick up on part 2 tonight at 10. Any last words before you get out of here, Fofo?
The last thing I have to say is that everything he said on the stand, his timeline, I believe that it went that way. I believe it went that way. Now, is he innocent? Is he a saint? No, I don't think he's a saint. And that's all I got to say about it.
All right. Appreciate it. Is you gonna pull back up with me on part 2?
Yeah. Yep.
Right. I see you later. I see you later on part 2. All right. Appreciate you. Everybody give Fofo a round of applause. I mean, because it takes a lot of courage and heart to come in a hostile environment on a panel with everybody that disagree with you. So let's get everybody, Fofo, a round of applause. Any last words, Miss Parker?
I want to go last.
That's it.
Oh, I'm
That's
so
Miss
it.
jealous.
Parker,
I wanted to be last and say, add her. That's
let
it.
me y'all let me do this now. Look, I done let y'all asses have a field day on my panel now. Let me handle this. See, hey, ABC, hey, what's your daughter
Say
name? Shizzy?
hi. Her name is Majesty.
Our Majesty.
Say hi.
Now,
Oh,
now I
hey,
gotta
girl.
now I gotta tone everything down because I was getting ready to let y'all have it, but for Majesty's sake, I gotta be respectful. Miss Parker,
Well, she gonna be
any
asleep at 10 o'clock, so we gonna get in it.
last words, Miss Parker?
Shizzy T, do you got your earbuds in?
No, I took them. I just took them off because it was echoing.
Okay, for the
But I'm
sake
gonna
of
pull back
magic.
up at 10 o'clock. You can go ahead. I'm about to take her in.
All right. Um, now he wants to get up from the chair. Uh, First off, it be the conflicting conversations. You know what I'm saying? It's the Okay, here we go. Uh, it's the I mean, it's like I don't know how one person can make you change your whole mind about what you read and what you seen, but I see it happen just now. You get what I'm saying? And I just seen you agree with something that you know wasn't all said on this panel because that girl definitely said Brooklyn said it was asked about a situation and something that Brooklyn seen. You know what I'm saying? Was seen, just like a witness seen something. You know what I'm saying? When that witness walked into Jarvis, who was all there, what's she gonna say? Jarvis and Janiyah. You get what I'm saying? It might have been a house full, but for that specific incident, what did Jarvis see? I mean, who was all there? She's gonna say Janiyah and Jarvis. She's not gonna put it out the whole household. I was Shannon, it was Annette, it was Marquita, it was Parker, it was this. So let's just use common sense on that. Then she said Jarvis was just attracted. Well, you said he had to get out the shower. Something that we put in, she said. I said not that. So I just want to say, when you do part two, is it gonna be you want to go back to make sure what she's saying you agree with, what's the part two? Because I want to know what I'm doing my part on.
I might. I mean, see, here's the thing with part two. Appreciate this super sticker, Monia. And if you would like to help me reach my goal of 20 super stickers or super chats, just click on the $ symbol and purchase a super sticker or super chat. She raised some great questions for me. Okay? For me. So I'm going to backtrack and she might change my mind. So that's
Nobody
what
else has changed your mind. So nobody else has changed your mind about King. Just Fofo. Fofo, the only one that's ever throughout this whole time about good questions to make you say,
well,
I'm just asking.
well, pretty much everybody up to this point has been on board as far as King, knew what was going on. King was guilty, woo 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 woo. She's the first one. So I'm going to backtrack. Tom Morris says, Shank, I'm sending you my therapist bill. Since you're the reason I need therapy now with your terrifying stable. They ain't my terrifying stable. That's Jarvis's terrifying stable. Now y'all done got me in trouble with the little baby Majesty. Y'all know I love the kids, so now I can't put y'all in punishment no more. Where you at, CCT? Shank? I'm going to get y'all tonight when them babies are asleep. Finish up. There she goes, Shizzy T. And Shanks the fence. There she go. And Shanks the fence. She is the first one defending King. Thank you, Shizzy T. You
Not in Shanks defense. Not in Shanks defense. It always get like it's every blue moon when he get a stray hit in the panel. And that's what I'm not great to sit back and keep watching happen. And it's like, oh yeah, Fofo came and made me change my whole. Well, you gotta go back and change all your demonstrations.
No, I don't, Miss Parker. And don't make me do it to you, Miss Parker, because you
Oh,
know I
please
will.
do. I'm definitely not Love Jones.
I'm on one. I'm on one, Miss Parker. Don't make me run your funky ass about it. Come on, Miss Parker, and get your last words out. Come on.
Y'all, Shank with his flip flopping ass. Since he's great putting me up out of here. Shank with his flip flopping ass. Cheesy T, I don't need you defending nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you want to defend anything, I want to see you in Detroit at that courthouse. Okay. Shank Rock. Nah, this was a good demonstration. I give it that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not changing my mind about anything up until now. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the conversation was. It do have the date. Charlotte Webb put that on there if anybody wants to see the dates of the phone call. It is recorded. You can, but we all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Birds of a feather flock together. We can't forget the king also once had an essay charge on his background. So let's not get too deep into overlooking a lot of the facts that's been out there about King too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to forget that. So now we're not going to go, the timeline. Okay, that's her timeline. You know what I'm saying? The 9th, I get it. I get what they're saying on the 9th. It's the whole thing from the 9th up until now and what he said on that stand, not knowing this baby's name. It doesn't make sense that you've been around NAZIYAH for 3+ years and you don't know her name. You know what I'm saying? And they present a picture to you, the police present a picture, and you saying that's her when Tijuana already stated that when she went, you said, NAZIYAH, that's the girl that was up here the other night. You said her name. Now we at court, you don't know her name. So we're not going to act like it's not in the transcripts. I'm ready to get Shank's funky ass as soon as this live is over. Salute to the Rock Squad and the Riders.
I love you, Miss Parker.
Appreciate you, Miss Parker.
My last word.
Will you let me finish, Keisha?
Okay.
Look. Let's give it up to Miss Parker's funky ass, who damn near took over my last words as if this was her goddamn panel. I ain't never had nobody up there when I give them their last word. I did somebody. But Miss Parker running a tight race. Miss Parker took goddamn near 30 minutes to get out her last words. But everybody, let's give it up for Miss Parker. Miss Parker and her riders always bring the jewels. Last words, Keisha.
I just want to say I love Miss Parker. I love Miss Parker. I love Miss Parker. But I want to say add her, add her, add her, add her, add her, add her. That's it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to be here at 10. My husband might get mad at me, y'all, but I'm sure going to try to sneak up on this panel. I'm going to run right in the bathroom. Got to put him to bed.
You going to run in the bathroom, put him to bed?
Yeah, I got to put him to sleep. Okay? But I love you, Miss Parker. I love Miss Parker. I ain't lying. I love Miss Parker. And guess what? And I yield.
All right. Everybody give it up for Keisha. Keisha brought some good jewels as well. Salute to everybody that was on the panel. This is what it's all about. This is all about us sharing different opinions, backtracking what we have already went over. I want to definitely thank Philonda. That's why it took so long to call in, because she is helping with this demonstration. Because had she not disagreed, had she not brought a different perspective, then we would have just stopped here and it wouldn't be a part 2. So make sure y'all subscribe to the backup channel. Please subscribe to that backup channel. TT, somebody drop the backup channel link and I'll see everybody on the backup channel at 10 p.m. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I know Majesty is watching, and I can't. But y'all know I want to get y'all. Y'all know I want to get y'all, but I gotta keep it PG for Majesty's sake and the other children's sake. But please, everybody, had the babies in bed. Please don't bring the babies to part 2. Please. All right. I'm going to leave the chat running. Salute everybody. And I'll see y'all at 10 p.m. on the backup channel. Salute. I'll leave the chat running and y'all can hang around. Salute everybody.